Okay. What's up, family? I'm here. Still working on some tech issue, having a little trouble with my light, kind of getting a little funky. So I'm trying to fix it, but I am here. I am here. It's sort of a last minute, somewhat announced pseudo pop up. My man, let me get my. I don't know if it's gonna keep me just a second, bro. I'm trying to get this situated. Come on now. Almost ready, bro. Give me just a second. Man, thank you for taking the time. Now I'm a doggone mic. Boy, I tell you, if it ain't one thing, it's something else. My goodness. I'm really having, boy, it ain't even started yet. So it can't be them. God, dog. My goodness, man. I mean, Mike, doggone lights want to act up. Boy, we must be getting ready to talk about something good, bro. Let me go ahead and get my man up here. What's up, Vision Preparedness? Welcome, brother.
What's going on with you, African Dreaming? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you for having me on, man.
I'm doing great, and thank you for taking the time. I know you got stuff going on.
You
I ain't
good,
gonna
man?
try to keep y'all, even though I
Oh,
would. Hell, I would keep you for all the time you got, boy.
hey, whatever I can do for y'all to help out, man, you know I make it a priority.
Hey,
That's why
man,
I'm
that conversation you had, bro.
yeah,
Y'all was on something. Y'all was on something, man. My goodness,
that's right. It's coming. And
it
there ain't
is.
too
It
much
is.
we can do about it. We can't do too much about it.
I just really appreciate your perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really do. Looking at it from different angles, because that's kind of what we have to do. But something that you
Exactly.
said stood out to me. Uh, I tell you when it hit home, I'm sitting there listening, and I
Mm-hmm.
heard you say, I ain't losing no sleep over it. And
Right.
I'm gonna be completely 100% honest with you.
Yeah.
I have,
Mm-hmm.
and I was at the time. And the crazy thing, so when I got up, your live was about 3 hours old. It had been over
Okay.
for. This the best I can do, man. I hope this
You good?
my light kind of flashing in and out,
Yeah.
whatever. So look, it's kind of dimming in and out.
You good, bro?
But so I got up and it was about 3 hours that you had been offline, and I
Mm-hmm.
started watching, and I got to the part where you said, I ain't bothered, I ain't losing no sleep over. I was actually tossing and turning because I was thinking about the same stuff y'all was talking about, and crazy enough, you was on my mind. So here I am on the other side of the world, sleep, and you talking about something
Right.
that's what's keeping me up. And uh I just I'm gonna shut up for a minute, man. I just want you, everybody, if you don't know, this is Vision Preparedness. Hey, everybody in the chat, how y'all doing? Thank you for being
Hey,
here.
everybody.
Please feel free to share this live out. But man, just touch on some of the points that you and Josh covered last night, bro. Before I get into my spiel.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. For everybody in the chat, hope everybody's doing well. Do me a favor, support African Dreaming. They my people. They over the top. Hit the like button, share it out, folks. That's the only way the
Thank you.
word gets out. So last night on my live, I had just Josh on as a guest, and we were talking about CBDC, which is
And
the
what is that?
centralized digital banking credit or whatever it
Currency,
is,
yeah.
currency.
Currency, yeah.
So
Yeah.
what they want to do is make all currency the dollar. The dead presidents that you carry around in your pocket, your purse, your wallet, crumpled up in the truck, whatever. They want to
Yeah.
make these dollars digital. and do away literally with
Yes.
paper money. Period. That's
Yes.
that's it. That's what CBDC is. That's all they want to do is make paper money obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
And all countries, well, there's probably about 20 countries testing it out. They've done pilot programs around the world with different countries.
Mm-hmm.
And, everybody knows in the news that there's countries that are forming their own payment currency in
Yes.
order to pay between countries for goods and services.
Yep.
And they're trying to pretty much destabilize the US dollar because since the mid 70s, the US dollar has been considered the world currency to buy petroleum, hence the
Yep.
word petrodollar. You can
Right.
only buy oil using US currency. So
Yeah.
they're trying to destabilize that by causing CBDC. You got the BRICS organization that is coming into play, which is Brazil, Russia, China, South Africa. They're using their own native currency. I think the yuan is going to be dominant for that.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
going to use to pay for oil and goods and services between the countries. And they're trying to
Yeah.
leave the US dollar out of it, period.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. Uh yeah. Hey, everybody coming in the chat. If y'all know this brother, this is Vision Preparedness. His link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you don't know him, I hope y'all get to know him. And for the third time tonight, if y'all feel like it, share out this live. Share this live out. I see Just Josh is in here. You see him?
Exactly. That's what I was just getting ready to say.
What's up, Josh? What's going on, Jason? Bud Files, Chime Moss Farm. Hey, mama, my Renaissance grandma, and everybody who in here. So,
Yeah.
yeah, bro, being on the other side of the world at the moment and living with what I'm living with and seeing what we seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as far as the CBDC, now it's already being baited out
Yes.
across the globe, right?
Right.
Um, it's actually been in countries on this continent and other continents
Okay.
for almost 2 years. That's something else that I think a lot of people
See?
don't fully know or understand.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
right. The progression of this thing is further along than I think people are really, really coming to grips with. And
Correct.
by the time I've been in this game long enough and been watching and paying attention, when I
Mm-hmm.
see things that were once taboo to discuss, or things that once would deem you a tinfoil hat wearer or crazy or conspiracy theorist discussed on mainstream media, that lets me know it's done.
Right.
It's a done deal.
Absolutely. Because keep in mind, folks, the news only tells you what they want you to know.
Facts. Facts.
So, like Jay just said, CBDC on his continent and other countries, they've been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
already there. They have the infrastructure in place. They're trying to figure out how to modernize it amongst us without causing a riot or an uproar.
And I'm not even gonna say it's that simple, bro. I'm gonna
It's
say
not.
the whole rollout part, all of that's been
Mm-hmm.
covered, thought about, anticipated, and
Mm-hmm.
planned.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of response by locale. What I mean by
Mm-hmm.
that is which ones, what states gonna go crazy as hell first. Like
Right.
in some areas, I'm not gonna designate it to more or less liberal or more or less conservative,
Right.
but some people will readily availably be more accepting, and others gonna be like, hell no, what is this? I want my
Mm-hmm.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I cut grass for a living, and I go take my kids to get their haircut, and we go get and I pay for all of this stuff in cash. It's finna completely. So I
Right.
think it's gonna come with some incentives.
Yeah.
So You know, a spoonful of sugar helped the medicine go down, right?
Yeah, dude. Of course it does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's gonna be one of them type situations, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole implementation phase is in its last stages. Just
Yes.
because a lot of people coming to grips with it or finding out about it,
Mm-hmm.
it's still the last stages of its implementation. And
Right.
something else you said, man, you talked about that other country, you know, like you just mentioned the petrodollar, and thank you for doing that for people who might not understand. That was a good breakdown of kind of the history since 1972,
Right.
US dollar off the oil, off the gold standard,
Yep.
um dealings with Saudi since then, and i.e. world reserve currency. Okay,
Right.
got it. Now, here's the thing. You said something that interests me. Man, I wish I had been up to catch that live, bro. Because something shot through my mind. Now, you made a good point because you said, as far as that country goes, that oil rich country,
Mm-hmm.
they they we basically protect the U.S.
Yes.
basically safeguard protects this country.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's been the case though, bro. That's been the case, and along with now, think about that's completely true, but that's half of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
Who has been the biggest recipient of arms over the past 40 years too? Bigger, more so
Yeah.
than anybody else on this planet. So you got all the munitions and the this and that,
Yep.
and now you get, and it's tried and true. It's happened before.
Yeah.
So now that issues have changed and this has changed,
Mm-hmm.
some of that same weaponry
Mm-hmm.
could be.
Used against us.
I mean, somebody had to see that coming or know it
Right.
was a possibility.
Absolutely. And like I said last night on my live, listen to what you don't hear.
That part, that part,
They did not
that
say
part.
yet that they were getting rid of the petrodollar.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
going to use the yen as well as the petrodollar.
Exactly.
Because if they
Exactly.
pull that plug, it's a done deal. It's over.
I and that's the ouchie. That's the owie part. That's the
Yes.
owie part because it's very little difference between something than a currency going from the world reserve. Hey, what's up, Jason and Shay Love,
Good to see y'all.
X Gaming 21, 27-1. Um, it's little difference between, I think, so going from the epitome, the peak, the world
Yeah.
reserve currency
Yep.
to a currency holding 10% of its value when you on top. It ain't no greater fall. Now, I
No.
heard what you said, and I think the not going away altogether part is
Mm-hmm.
true,
Mm-hmm.
but purchasing power, buying
Mm-hmm.
power,
Mm-hmm.
you could literally, in my lifetime, I've done it on more than one continent in a few different countries. You can
Right.
take USD and go anywhere.
Where? Correct. Correct.
That's changing, bro.
Yes, it is.
That's changing.
You try going into a candy store in Switzerland and try paying in USD, and they say, "We don't take that no more." Or
It's
here's
it,
here's
yeah.
one piece for that Benjamin you got in your hand, because that's how much it is now worth, which is 10 or 20% less than it was. You right?
Right, right, right,
That's a huge
right.
hit on our economy.
Yeah, yeah,
So now
yeah.
that $5 loaf of bread now costs you $45 here at home.
And you know what? Exactly, bro. And as much as I hate to, I guess it's because I'm in a preparedness community. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
preparedness minded person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I understand reluctance to acknowledge or accept certain things that are happening because, you know, that doesn't necessarily resonate to denial.
No,
You can not be in denial, but still not want to see something for what it is, the way it is.
exactly.
I just, it bothers my soul, my spirit, conversing with people and hearing them say what won't happen. With as much has happened, I just can't wrap my mind around that level of thought or thinking
Right.
where you completely rule out the possibility of it,
Mhm.
because that tells me you don't see anything to prepare for or be
Correct.
prepared for.
That's right. That's right.
So,
And anybody that anybody may come across like that, run from them. Get
yeah,
away from them as quick and as far as you can, because that is the opposite of the sky's falling. They have
exactly.
they're
Yes,
so
brother.
tunnel vision on where they're at and what's not going to happen. I don't have no time for
Yeah,
those kind of folks.
yeah. Um, I agree. And my biggest thing is, man, so many points. I should have wrote them down. Most of them are in my mind because it was so powerful. I'm trying to get them in chronological order in my head. Hey, Happy Mac, how you doing? How you doing? Something else you and Josh touched on was aside from both of y'all losing y'all keys and, and losing money and stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Uh, I think everybody's at different phases of life. Hey, Miss
Mhm.
Queen Sunkiss, how you doing? So a retired person, this is gonna impact them differently than somebody, like you
Yeah.
said. You might have a youngster in college.
Yep.
Uh, you may be working class, middle class, whatever, doing your thing. It's gonna impact you differently. Vision preparedness is a powerful name for a reason. But look here, y'all. And like he said, he old for a reason.
Hmm.
But family, think about our country being put in a position for the first time since any of us been alive.
Hmm.
We've literally been a superpower and the most prominent, powerful country on this
Yep.
globe.
That's true.
Militarily, financially,
Yep.
a whole lot of other freedoms.
Right.
I'm gonna go back to that loaf of bread you just mentioned because people, I'm not saying it might last for a few weeks, it may last for a few months before things
Right.
level out.
Right.
But I'm talking to and nothing against them. Hell, I like a nice coffee every now and again. I usually make my own at home. I put it in a thermos and then I move out.
You and me
But
both.
yeah, right. But think about how many people are comfortable. They comfortable with their lattes. They comfortable with the washers and dryers working. They comfortable with
Yep.
walking up to a switch, knowing that the switch gonna come on,
Yep.
going to a faucet, knowing that the faucet will flow with water.
Yep.
We not talking about, or I'm not talking about, and my man can speak for himself and clarify himself. I'm not talking about all the products just being gone overnight.
Right.
I'm not talking about the services and infrastructure not being there. I'm talking about you not being able to forward those goods and services
That's absolutely right.
overnight.
Correct.
What say
Correct.
you, sir? What say
I,
you?
s- I just, so here's a prime example, and I'm gonna go back to your coffee. I make my coffee just like you do. Put in my thermos. I'm going about my business.
Mm-hmm.
For all of the, as my boy the angry prepper would say, all the hipsters that like their Starbucks, I'm gonna call it
Yeah.
out, put it out there. Can
Put it,
you
say it.
imagine how many people will go insane when they go to get their latte and it's $35
That's what I was driving at, bro.
for
Yes.
16 ounces of coffee that I can make at home for about $1.25?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's
Exactly.
this country, and this is no fault of us, and I'm not saying anything bad. We are
No, go
so
ahead.
privileged by what we have and what we do,
Come on,
because
man.
it has become the norm, that we will lose our mind over small things that really don't matter, like a latte,
Right.
or
Right.
being able to hit the drive-through or whatever fast food you choose to eat.
Yes.
Can you imagine
Yes.
pulling up to McDonald's and paying $20 for a Big Mac? Absolutely not.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's the part that 95% of the United States, the people, will lose their mind over.
And that scares me, bro. That's the
That
part that
scares
keep
me.
me up at night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you saw what happened when the arm ticket happened. Folks was
Uh-huh.
fighting
Uh-huh.
and shooting each other over freaking toilet paper.
Over talk, bro. Trent, just recently, I saw some of the videos and some of the content coming out of Philly when they made the
Right.
water announcement.
Exactly. Fighting over bottled
So
water.
come on, man. Come on. So think about when people really, really, really can't get their hands on, and like you said it perfectly, because that's how I try to preface it as well. I like to say
Right.
it ain't no fault of ours. You can't help where you're born. I didn't ask to
No.
be blessed to be a Texan. I mean,
Correct.
it just happened. So
Correct.
you can't help where you're born, but we in a country where the homeless, people who live in abject poverty, because of the dynamic of the situation, still walk around with $1,000 phones.
Right.
Still, you know what I'm saying? Still wear $100 tennis shoes and stuff. And again, I'm not going on nobody's style. You spend your money on however you see fit. You grown. That's
Correct.
your business. But what I'm
Right.
saying, the misunderstanding that the luxury that affords you to do those things is missed.
Yes.
I've seen abject poverty in other countries, and baby, it's way different. It's
Right.
real different. When
Right.
you live in abject poverty in other places outside of America, your first mission might be waking up, walking to wherever you got to walk with a 5-gallon jug
Say
to
it.
haul back some damn water before you do anything else the
Anything
rest of
else.
that way.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm thinking about people that I love included, people that I know, family, friends, co-workers, folks I done met over the course of my life. Man,
Hmm.
this finna hit hard, bro.
It is. Now, this was before our generation. When the stock market crashed, how many folks committed suicide?
Lots.
Yes.
Lots.
So now, if Teddy can't get his latte on the way to work, now that he lost his job, they repoed his car, and he
Yep.
can't get his coffee. What's
Yep.
Teddy gonna do? He
Not
gonna do
deal with
what?
it well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's
Yeah.
it. People aren't in the mindset of how bad can it get, because
And that's the part.
yeah,
Go ahead. Go
the
ahead. Go
mindset
ahead.
they're in right now is how bad can it get? Oh, now I got to wait in line 3 minutes to get my latte. Versus
Yeah.
you got to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning with your empty gallon jug to walk 3 miles to the local pond to get water to come back home. And now you're worrying about, well, how am I going to filter this water and purify it so that I don't get sick when I drink it?
Now you come on, bro. Now you done went to that other level. Now you done
See,
went to that other level. Come
dude,
on
bro,
now.
it,
Come
folks,
on, bro.
it comes down to this. What really matters to you? Okay. What really
Yeah.
matters to you? What really matters to us? My number one concern, and always has been, always will be, is my relationship with God. That's number one, period. End of story.
Facts. Facts.
Second,
Facts.
how's my family? Is everybody good? Are my kids okay? Are my grandkids okay? Is everything okay? Can we
Mm-hmm.
eat today? Can we
Mm-hmm.
take a hot shower today, let alone a shower?
Yeah. Yeah.
And do I got to keep looking over my shoulder to see who coming to sneak into my garden? See, those are the
Exactly.
things that matter, because if anybody intrudes on any of those priorities of mine, we got big problems.
Yeah.
Folks
Yeah.
aren't in that mindset.
At all, bro. At
No.
all. It's a very convoluted world.
Yep.
See, Jason talking about my kind of stuff right here. I got to steal so I can turn salt water into fresh water.
Exactly.
That and even up until and even now, that's boring. That's
Yeah.
corny. Who cares about that? Because
Right.
some NBA player got a baby mama didn't nobody know about, or
Correct.
some rapper did this, or some celebrity said that. But meanwhile, the first shall become last, and the last getting ready to become first.
Come first. Hello.
Because you can have all the money phones, and again, I just be a broke
Mm-hmm.
cat, broke dude, broke fella,
Mm-hmm.
hating whatever. You can have all the money in the world, but when what you call, like you said, them because I keep some on me too. Except
Yeah.
now, instead of dead presidents, literally mine's is literally
There
elephants,
exactly. There you go. Exactly.
elephants, and
Exactly.
doggone one more rhinos.
Right.
But it's the same thing. You better keep some of that on you, on
You
your
better.
person.
You better.
And the thing is, bruh, statuses are getting ready to change, Trent.
Absolutely. It's going to flip completely.
Statuses are gonna change.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless you have actual assets, like some of the things I'm sure you've acquired and have readily available, I
Mm-hmm.
believe in the near future they're gonna be invaluable. And you stuck struck a light under me, because I was getting ready. I had been talking to April about it when we was taking some time off. I
Mm-hmm.
said, baby, I don't even know if I ever want to talk about it no more, because I
Right.
feel like it fall on deaf ears. But when I was listening to you and Josh, you said something that reminded me of something I already know, but sometimes you need to hear what you already know. Even
Right.
if it changed one life, even if it just get one person to look
Mm-hmm.
at things differently, then it
Mm-hmm.
was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
thank
that's
you
why
for
I
that.
do what I do, bruh. Just like you do. One person. That's all it counts. One. I ain't trying to reach millions. I would love to if I could. But that one
Yeah,
person. I could
yeah.
go through email after email after email that says, thank you. I wasn't thinking about
Mm-hmm.
that. Can you give me
Mm-hmm.
more information? Those are the
Yes.
ones that I will go out of my way to make sure I can do whatever I can for them. David Corey, I see you, my brother. How you doing?
What's up, David? How you doing? David Corey with Crop. And I ain't miss nobody else did a vision. Who in
You
here? Trace. Okay.
Unicorn
Yeah.
Lady Tech. Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing, family? Get on in here and enjoy yourself.
Yes,
Um,
indeedy.
I think it's gonna be. I've said this before, and I'm gonna say this again, because me and you having this conversation, and we finna get down with it. We're gonna get down on it with the little bit of time you got. Uh, things gonna look weird
They
going
are.
forward. More weird than I think they look right now, because I think everybody getting ready to understand the depth of class issues versus race related issues. I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I'm a black man from the South. Hell, I'm not sitting here saying race done went away, or
Exactly.
prejudice or racism is
Exactly.
gone. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm
Exactly.
saying is good folk, regardless of race, that
Mm-hmm.
might be who you want to build your new family going forward with. Because I
Yes.
know good, just like I know that racism ain't over. I know somebody who
Right.
look like me might be, statistically would be the first one to kill my black ass. Let's
You
talk
got
about it
that
for
right.
real tonight, man.
For real. That'd be the first one you need to watch.
So let's talk about all of it. Ain't no sense in holding back, playing
Right.
games. It's way too far. is too far gone. The world getting ready to change forever. We got
Yep.
digital currencies. It make me wonder and worry about some of the elders in my family. Are they gonna
Yep.
be able to understand and completely comprehend this new process when they went from getting a check after they retired? They used to come in the
Yeah.
mail. Then they got a damn card, and y'all
Yep.
talked about that too. And then you
Yep.
went from getting a card to you have to have a device so you can pay your bill. The hell
Mm-hmm.
going on? So
Exactly.
it's go ahead, bro. Before I
No,
get to
it is. You know, we went from paper checks to direct deposits to
mm-hmm,
a card you have,
mm-hmm.
a debit card. They have been planning this for decades.
This ain't just pop up out of nowhere. Come on,
Correct.
Trent.
This ain't new. Because the book says ain't nothing new under the sun. They've been
It can't
planning this
be.
for decades. They are conditioning us, and they have been. That's
By
why
generation.
correct, by generation. The majority of the population right now cannot pull out $200 in cash out of their pocket because they have a
Yes.
debit card.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
every time I see my son, I ask him, "Hey man, can you loan me $5?" And not one time has he been able to pull out cash.
Right.
And I
Right.
told him, I said, always carry some cash on you, even if it's $5, $10, $20, because you never know.
Always.
Yeah, because my
Always.
dad taught me that.
Yeah.
Always carry cash.
Now I'm gonna age myself. Not only would I keep cash and keep some phone, keep some. I would keep some some loose change.
Yep.
I'm gonna show my age on this one. But
Yeah.
when I was a young fella and I first started calling myself going out coding and going to the movie
Yeah.
theaters and doing
Yeah.
all of this, it wasn't no cell phone, baby. It was pay phones.
Cost a dime.
Cost a dime. And then in my age, it ended up costing a quarter.
Correct.
So
Yeah. My
so
era
it
was a
went
dime.
it went from a dime to a quarter, and you
Yeah.
had to have that on you to be able to converse or call in an emergency. And something else you had to do was either write it down or remember phone numbers.
Correct. We can't remember no phone number now
They
because
all right here.
correct. Yes. The only phone number I remember by heart is my mama's phone number.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
Same.
couldn't tell you none of my children's phone numbers.
And that
None.
ain't your fault. That ain't your
No.
fault, man.
No, it
Hey,
ain't.
hey, everybody coming in here. Dan H, what's up, family?
My man.
Andre Southgate, what's good, bruv? What's going on over there in the UK? Shanita, she is sunshine. Pure
Yeah.
blood prepper. What's up, pure blood? You better get on in here and enjoy yourself. Uh, who else off in here? If I miss anybody, Vision, cover down for me.
I got you. Happy Mac. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But
Yeah.
yeah, we've been
Some
conditioned.
said one. Hey, Vision, you remember this? She took us way back.
1-800-collect. Hello. Yes. Collect. I got a collect call from Vision Preparedness. Will you
Man,
accept the charges?
yeah, bro.
Yeah. And and
Wow.
and see, I used to get in trouble because my dad worked for the local telephone company after they deregulated AT&T. I come in the house
Uh-huh.
late, and my dad used to tell me he'd be sitting in his chair. So as soon as you hit the door, boom, you see him. You late, you in trouble. And
Yeah.
he'd look at me and say, there are 10,000 payphones in the city. You couldn't find one that worked?
Right.
And called and
Right.
say you was going to be late. Yeah,
Just one.
just one. All you
Courtesy,
needed was
consideration.
one. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
So,
That's
folks,
it.
they're conditioning us for all of this CBDC, for the Fed Now app, and that's a whole nother issue.
Hey,
That
we could touch it is. We could touch on it a little bit. Let's go on and talk about it a little bit, man.
I'm
Now
not a
you
conspiracy.
you
Go ahead. I'm gonna say I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when it happens 2 or 3 times, it's no longer a theory. It is a pattern. And I watch
Woo.
patterns. And I'm gonna let you
Yeah.
go ahead and expound on what we talking about.
Okay. So this app, and I ain't even gonna go into full detail. I might save some of that for Tuesday, for Trill
Okay.
Tuesday. But
All
so you got now here. We're gonna talk about whatever we're gonna talk about while we got a chance, bro. Tomorrow ain't promised. Look, look here, man. So you got the
right.
app, the Fed Now app. It's already being dropped. It's
Yep.
already out in beta, like the other one.
Yep.
Did I miss 5 to 10 and who would that else come up? Indiana Jackson. What's good, brother? What's good? Welcome on in.
Falling skies. I see you.
Yeah. So I think in July it's supposed to go all the way. It's supposed to
Yep.
go all the way, I believe, in July.
Yes.
But
Yep.
uh you see what Chime Moss just put in there. I was
Yeah, I
trying to
did.
say that for another episode, but you
Correct.
can't help
Yeah.
but notice. I mean, hell, this you
Yes.
you you can't not see what you've seen. And then the other part that get me, Vision, help me break this down and help me understand, because this what be getting your boy sometime now.
Okay.
I can't help but notice, even just a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
certain things that could be said would make you a conspiracy theorist or
Yeah.
conspiratorial.
Yeah.
And then the things that you believed in come to fruition or happen in real life. And then the people who dissented against you or disagreed, either they ain't got nothing to say or they don't talk about it at all. But then they only half of the equation, because there's another portion of the equation of people who just blissfully ignorant, who never knew nothing was going on one way or the damn other.
Correct. And that's the thing. When the ones
Go
that
ahead.
that told you, well, that ain't gonna never happen, and then it happens, they're gonna run from you, not answer your phone call, and don't want to talk about it. And that's okay,
Ex-
because I'm not gonna tell somebody I told you so.
Me neither. Me neither. Me
All I
neither,
do is
bro.
when I see you and you ain't got nothing to say to me, I'm gonna smile at you because I see you and I hear what you're not saying.
Mm. I was waiting on you to say it. I hear what you not saying, baby,
I
because you
hear
know
what
and I
you're not
know.
saying. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and prime example, I'm gonna say it. And if I get your
Man,
channel, if I get your channel shut down, I'm sorry.
hey, you better go and
Those,
talk.
those that took the arm ticket, if you
Mm-hmm.
did or not, doesn't matter. That's okay. But now the reports are coming back that's saying, yeah, maybe that is related to some type of
Man.
heart
Oh,
issues.
come on. Oh, come on, man. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I and folks look at me now and they don't even want to talk about it. And I hear what they not saying, and I'm like, that's cool. But I
Yeah.
can tell you
Yeah.
this: they will never mandate that I do anything
Man,
because I don't answer
bro,
to them.
I am telling you that luckily in my family, whichever side somebody held up, I'm talking about my larger family, not me and
Yeah,
April, my
right.
larger family.
Yeah.
Whatever position somebody held as a family, we did one thing I saw a lot of families have the inability to do, and that was
Mm-hmm.
keep a certain decorum and level of respect.
Same here.
Whatever you decide to do, fine. Whatever you decide to do, fine. But man, some of the hatred and vitriol and nastiness that I saw from people with absolute certainties when don't nobody know what the hell going on.
Right.
How can you be sure in a circumstance that we all just got made aware of and don't nobody know they ass from their appetite? Don't nobody
Right.
understand what the hell going on,
Right.
but you know what I should do, and I'm not telling you what you should do. But now that it's coming out,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the big voices. I ain't talking about the Uncle Jerry and Uncle Frank and Auntie
Yeah.
Frida, and I ain't
Right.
even
Right.
talking about family members. I'm talking about the big wigs who was out here pushing this and pushing that.
Yeah.
They ain't said shit.
Exactly.
They don't even talk about it. What even happened?
Well,
What even happened?
Right. What they did though is spin it on these other drugs for these other people that keeps them from getting something or showing side effects of it. And I'm gonna leave it at that because
And understood.
yeah,
I'm tracking. I'm picking up what you putting down. What's
I,
up, Dre Lachey?
Drea Lachey, how are you? My
Trumpaholic Fishin.
Renaissance
What's up,
grandma,
family?
good to see you.
Hey,
Yeah,
mama.
I now, I mean, I literally saw inner fighting in my family, and people were begging me, and I looked at them and said, you know what? I love you. I respect your opinion,
Yeah.
and I expect you to respect my opinion as well. End of
Mm-hmm.
discussion.
That's simple.
Because I'll ask 4 questions and nobody can give me the answers to them. And I'm like,
That sounds
until
like
I can
enough to
get
me.
these 4 questions answered, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this CBDC
Hey,
is
Miss
coming.
Tracy.
It's coming.
It's coming.
And
It's coming. Yeah.
I shared a report last night that
You did.
this
Yes.
committee gave to Congress and said there is no need for CBDC, period.
Yes.
It solves
Yes.
nothing except one thing. It gives 100% autonomous power to the Federal Reserve, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is
Yeah.
not a government entity whatsoever, folks. That is a private for-profit company.
I had a conversation with a fella one time, man, many years back. I'm talking this how long I've been paying attention. This had to be, oh my days. Man, this might have been about 2010, bro. This might
Mm-hmm.
have been about 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, y'all, that's about how old this whole BRICS thing is. This ain't
Mm-hmm.
just pop up last week or month
No,
before last. That's how
no.
old all of this stuff is. This cat was doggone damn near ready to fight me. Mind you, at the time, he was a foreigner. He
Yeah,
was a foreigner and argued me down. There's no way you can be named federal and you are not. How you gonna tell me about my? That's like me coming over here giving somebody Tanzanian history from 30, 40 years. But anyway, I
right,
digress. I digress.
right. Yeah.
But
David Corey, that was exactly my comment. First of all, I said, did y'all not forget what happened in Tuskegee?
where he at? Hold on, let me. Thought I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That was my first reference. And the response I got was, well, that was then. I said, so what? Just because it's then don't mean the same thing can't happen now.
Because it ain't nothing new under the sun, man.
Bingo. You can
I
put
told you, I
lipstick
done,
on a pig all day. And at the end of the
bro.
day, guess what? It's
It's
still
still a
a
pig.
pig.
It's still a pig. It's still a
Yes.
pig. Man,
Yes.
I tell you, Trent, the longer I live, I feel like I keep watching the same movie with different characters and maybe the plot line change a little bit,
Right.
especially the more you learn about history. Because when you go back through history, trying to observe and understand how we got to where we at now, it's been the same movie with different
Yes.
characters with a plot
Absolutely.
twist over and over and over and over. And bro,
Exactly.
not just the CBDC, but the whole concept and idea of the dollar not having the prominence that it's held during the time that all of us been alive.
Right.
See, that's the part I want people to grab on to and latch on to and hold real hard. I said it before. I said it last week or whenever we did. I did that live. We took some time off.
Right.
I'm not saying it wasn't harder for you as a black man. I'm not saying it might not have been harder for me.
Right.
But even in despite my hue, despite my education level,
Mm-hmm.
despite my circumstances I'm confronted
Mm-hmm.
with, America in my lifetime has offered something that allowed me to achieve something, if that
Exactly.
makes sense.
It does.
Now, the fact that that's going away, if that don't scare the hell out of people, I don't know what will, because the power of this currency allowed you, even at your lowest, at your best, to live. Do y'all understand that the rest of the world don't have these damn social safety nets?
No.
You not finna go get WIC over here where I live. You not
You
finna go to Uganda. I'm not finna get the name of countries. It ain't gotta be this continent. Take your ass anywhere and see if you can go get some milk and some cereal and some juice for your baby.
and you
Even
don't
though
get no EBT card. They ain't giving
you
you
ain't
no EBT card.
you ain't getting shit. If you
Exactly.
don't get out and get it, if you don't
You
get
ain't.
out and get it, then so if you and then you combine that with the presence of the homeless population
Yep.
consistently increasing,
Yep.
tent cities, people living under bridges, and
Yep.
the crazy shit. That's what I'm saying. Something got to give,
Yes.
man, because how could this not happen when you got somebody buying $2,000 sunglasses on Rodeo Drive and not even a damn full mile away? It's a whole ass tent city.
Tent City. Right.
I'm just like,
Something ain't right.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No,
Let's talk
you
about it.
absolutely right. $2,000 on a pair of sunglasses, and somebody's trying to gather a dollar and a quarter to now go possibly get a Happy Meal from McDonald's to eat today.
Exactly. And I'm not saying they didn't make some mistakes in life.
Correct.
I'm not saying that they did everything right, but the arrogance of not knowing that but for the grace of God, that could be your ass sleeping on that sidewalk in that
Yes.
sleeping bag, because a whole bunch of people who live on, I've talked to them. I used to go help. I worked in mental
Right.
health. I saw some of my patients
Right.
that I had worked with back on the street again. It was habitual. It would be
Yes.
over. They would come in, they get treatment, they would get clean for a couple of days, weeks, whatever, then be right back out there. Some of these people had more education than I got.
Exactly. And their thing is, a lot of them have said
Uh-huh.
it's easier for me to live on the street. I'll deal with all the things that come along with being homeless
Come on.
versus staying in these programs and jumping through this hoop and having to do this and having to do this, when I can sleep at night under a bridge and get a restful sleep.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
This
And I'm
world
gonna
is
say
about to
something else,
get
man.
turned upside down.
It's about to get turned upside down. And I'm saying this: the people who already know how to live like that finna fare far better than a whole bunch of people who don't know what they want to eat, when they want to eat, because they got so many options.
Right.
And that ain't against nobody.
No,
I've
it's not.
done that too. Me and April have been together. Baby, what you want? Well, what you want? What you
Right.
want? But the thing that I understood all along is that that was a luxury. That
Yes.
was a luxury.
Yes.
Hey, man.
It's an
Trent,
option. It's an option.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What most of those people, the only option is, do I eat today or not? It's not about what do I get to eat today. It's about, do I get to eat? That's the
Do
option.
I get to eat?
Right.
Do I
It
get
ain't
to
about, we
eat?
gonna have chicken, pork, steak, beans, whatever. I don't, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
homeless, my only option is, I don't give a damn what it is. Do I get to eat today?
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Yes. Plain and simple. And we don't, I don't think as a society, because I'm careful with we, because I don't get to speaking French real easy when you talk
Yeah.
about we, who is we and what the hell we done did. Now we, you calm that shit down. But when
Yes.
it come to we from the way I mean it,
Yeah.
we collectively, I don't think I have a platform. You got a platform. I know I'm going to put more emphasis on this. I touch on it. I talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all realize how many people, because of Trent, what you just said, you put something in my mind. You reminded me of something. Do y'all know how many people have elected to leave homes and live in RVs or live in their vehicle or live in
Yes.
campers or live in this. When we moved from the Pacific Northwest, the average rent in our area was $2,300 a month, and we talking about standard 2-bedroom. And the
Right.
average mortgage, which in most cases mortgages are typically cheaper than
Right.
renting, the
Right.
average mortgage was damn near 2,700. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
talk to me, Trent. Talk to me.
That's
Talk
the
to
way
me.
we're forcing it. Where you got folks that are saying, well, hell, I'm living in a 1,200 square foot house and I'm paying $2,500 a month when I can sell everything I have, buy an RV, and pay cash and come out $1,000 a month ahead. That's a no brainer.
Mm-hmm.
That's a no brainer.
Mm-hmm.
And folks are doing it
Mm-hmm.
not because, well, some of them are doing it because they want to, because they get the economics. Some of them are forced to because a spouse lost their job or somebody died or something like that. Some other
Right.
economic
Right. Right.
disparity
Right.
happened. Please, y'all better grow your own food.
I.e. your own medicine in a whole bunch of ways.
Hello.
Your own food is your own medicine, man. And a whole
That's
bunch
right.
of people don't look here. I'm gonna touch back on this CBDC for a minute.
Yeah.
As a prepper, as a planner, as a preparer, which you are,
Mm-hmm.
we looking at a year from now. Let's say, by the way, shout out. I got to put a plug in. This man right here is Vision Preparedness. If you don't know him, I hope you do. I hope y'all get out here and share this live out for one. Share this live out because we talking about some real stuff, some grown folk conversation.
True.
If you didn't see his live from yesterday, him and Just Josh, go back and check that out as well. In addition to subscribing, if you haven't already, to his channel.
I
And
appreciate it.
if you in the Ohio area, if you on, it's people coming away as far as California, down south, up north, east, wherever. If you can make it, June 2nd, June 4th, bug out weekend, because it ties into what I'm finna say. You might want to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I got that out the way, let me get into my next point. Look here. So we got bug out weekend this weekend, June 2nd through the 4th, 2023. Come
Mm-hmm.
2025, it might be somebody asking, because you got to use your credits to get it. The hell you need all these tourniquets for? What you plotting on, boy? What you plotting on, boy?
Exactly.
What you plan on happening that you gonna need all these tourniquets, boy?
Right.
See,
Right.
people need to think about it, in my opinion, from that perspective. It ain't just the
Mm-hmm.
tourniquets, it's just something that used to be very private. And I might step on some I might ruffle some feathers, but shit, I don't have Trent with me all the time. We finna talk. What if a woman doing her business and she have a situation or something, and well, the last 8 months you done spent this much on your feminine hygiene products?
Correct.
Where was the why that shit changed for these 2 months right here? What happened? What did you not tell us about?
Bingo.
You
That's it.
wiped your ass at least 38 times a month last week or a week or whatever, for the last 3 months. So why did that change? You using a whole lot less toilet paper. You don't know what people finna come ask you because what fluctuations happen in your life, and everybody
Exactly.
just happy. Everybody chilling.
Yeah.
Everybody chilling.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
talk to me, Trent. Talk to me, bro.
Or you walk into your favorite sporting goods and they're like, Mr. Vision, no, you can't buy 2 boxes of pew pews this month because you bought 3 boxes a month ago. Why do you need to buy more?
Come on. Come
I'm
on.
telling
What you
y'all,
plan on doing?
what you doing? What we need to come visit your house? Please. You come to my
Come on.
house, you better bring everything you got because you're gonna get everything I have. I'm telling you, folks,
Bougie.
if
Yes, sir.
CBDC gets through and is in full effect in the United States, every single thing you buy is tracked. Period.
But you made some good points last night too, because when you used the example about the card, you
Yeah.
said I'm gonna play devil, but that's why I want, no matter what I do in this life, y'all gotta seek counsel with somebody who can share opinions and objective and perspectives outside of your own, so you can understand what you see and feel better. And that was a good point, because that happened and
Yeah.
life went on, life continued. But I see it as more of, that was another implemented phase. That was a phase. It was
You
a
me both.
phase.
Yes, that was a
Yeah,
conditioning phase. And what
yeah.
we talked about was, and do y'all remember when they introduced the debit card?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Everybody went ballistic. Oh, that's the mark of the beast, and I'll never use a debit card, and this, that, and the other. And now everybody has a debit card, and no longer do a lot of people carry dead presidents. That was the
Exactly.
conditioning for what's coming down the pike with CBDC and your smartphone that you spent $1,200 on. And if you ain't got neither nor, you ain't buying nothing. That's
Exactly.
where they're trying to
Exactly.
pigeonhole us. Bougie Prepper, I see you. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Bougie, if you want to come up, all you have to do is say the word. If
Yeah,
you in a position where you feel like it and you able to, all you gotta do is say the word. You come on up here. Uh, value and respect your opinion as well. But
yep.
like you said, Trent, that bruh, that's vision. That's a oh man. Um, life gonna go on.
Yeah, it
I
is.
can't remember if it was you or if it was Josh. It might have been Josh where it said people resilient. Human beings are resilient.
I
We've
said
always
that.
been resilient.
Yeah.
We will, and somebody put it in the chat, adapt and overcome. No
Adapt and
doubt.
overcome. Yeah.
That's what
Like,
we'll do. But the
yeah. Like,
world. Oh, go
mm-hmm.
ahead, bro. Go
No,
ahead.
I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say, like, that was my comment, and I said, human beings have been resilient since we've been on this planet. We have adapted,
Facts.
overcome, and as Bruce Lee said, you got to be just like water. You got to
Like
be
water.
fluid. You got to be fluid,
Yep.
and that's what we will do. And
Yep.
as a prepper, that's what I try to do, because I'm always planning. I may not always see it the way it comes out, but guess what? That's okay,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna adapt and pivot and keep it moving, because I
Yeah.
have to. I
But you
have to.
know, it when it ain't no more fishing for your fish. And you
Yeah.
right, because we will adapt, we'll overcome, but a certain sadness kind of touched me. It hit my soul and it hit my spirit when I think about the before time, the long ago, and what was and how things
Mm-hmm.
used to be, and the
Mm-hmm.
freedoms of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that some things weren't implemented or put in place for the betterment of us individually and collectively.
Right. Right.
Cause hell, when I was a little boy, I didn't even know what the inside of the truck. It wasn't no, like, you know what I'm saying. You got a bad truck right there, boy.
Right.
You got a bad truck, Trent. That's a nice truck you got. When I was little, my uncle had, both of my uncles had some of them old school single cab.
Yeah.
three adults comfortably up in the front,
Yeah.
depending on how
Yeah.
big they were. I lived on the back of a pickup truck.
Well,
Everything, everywhere we went.
yeah. You jump in the back. Y'all kids get in the back of the truck.
That was
Everybody
it.
piling in. Yeah.
That was it. I had an
Absolutely.
auntie had a station wagon. All the kids, every time we would
In the
race
back.
to go get back there. We be
Yeah.
back there playing like we in the house. Uh,
Exactly.
you can't do that no more.
No.
So go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, you right. That you jump in the piling, you fighting to get into the back of the station wagon.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
if you was lucky, you had to upgrade the station wagon and they roll that back window down. And like you said, now you playing like you in a house. Y'all sitting back there.
yeah.
And my grandfather used to say, "Boy, don't make me pull this car over."
Exactly.
We back there playing
Exactly.
football in the back of the
Yes,
station
sir.
wagon.
in the back
Yes.
of a station wagon, man.
Yes.
And all of those things change. So I get it, safety, whatever, whatever. But
Right.
this shit right here, this ain't that.
No.
This ain't that. This is it captures my attention because it's like everything around us being poisoned or destroyed. And
Hmm.
then you got this stuff here coming, and then you still got people, so many people. In fact, I'm gonna go as far as say the majority of people living life like it's, just 1999 or
Right.
1998.
Right. Right.
And I don't know how to. It ain't something I can fix. Like you said, I ain't trying to reach everybody. I'm just trying to
No.
build a community
That's it.
so we can have some like-minded people who we can be in a position to be there for one another when the need arises, because baby, it's arising. It's
It's a
coming.
rising. Yeah. The tide is rising. But
For
folks,
real.
I mean, there, like I said, I don't know if it's good or bad. Period. Just like the debit card.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's going to be the end of the world, and I'm not going to say
Right.
it's going to be the best thing since sliced bread,
Right.
because I'm like the 99.9% of the people on the planet. I got a mortgage, I got a car payment, I got
Mm-hmm.
bills to pay,
Mm-hmm.
I got kids going to college, I got stuff to do.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't
You
know
know
how
what,
that's
brother?
going to get me. Yeah.
You know what, man, and that's the thing is, and again, Trent is not an alarmist. Vision preparedness is not
Mm,
an alarmist. I'm not an
mm,
alarmist. I don't
mm.
believe in uh being hyperbolic about situations, especially important situations, just making stuff up for clicks. And hey,
Yeah,
let
no,
me speak to everybody. Pure Blood Prepper,
yeah,
Chime Mouse been in here. Who is the other one? Miss D's Hollywood Garden. How you doing?
yeah. How
Thank
you
you for
doing?
being here. This conversation ain't to be all screaming, hollering, pull your
No,
hair out. No, no, no.
no.
This is about what the transition period will be like. This is about going from one phase to a new phase of literal reality. We talking about the world changing in such a dramatic way that
Yeah,
it'll never be what it once was again.
correct.
And how he's, and just like Vision, like you said, you got kid in college, people got mortgages, people got this or that. Hell, I got a business. I don't, and I'm
Right,
in another country doing it. Like
right.
we got goals and dreams and aspirations too.
Yep.
But it's important to talk about because having, I don't know, man. If it's just like if somebody gonna throw a punch at me, I hope they slow. I hope they real slow so I have time to react. We got time to react and
Yeah,
prepare ourselves
that's
for the
right.
transition period, because there could be periods before things balance out where just to show y'all that things can be different and still be okay.
Yeah.
Everything we talking about right now,
Hmm.
that's what Great Britain was 180 years ago. And
Yeah.
300 years of reign, almost 400 years of reign
Hmm.
before that.
Right.
They were the global superpower. They
Yes.
were the Rome of the world. And
Right.
then that went away. So I
Yep.
mean, it don't mean the end, but what about that transition? When a woman gives birth, it's hard for a lot of people. Daddy word, mama word, she feeling the pain, the baby, hope it come out hollering and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then after that transition period, everybody gets to continue on. But that
Right.
don't mean that it ain't some blood. That don't mean it ain't some tears. That don't mean it ain't some people concerned about how things gonna go in the in-between time until that whole phase of labor is over with. So that's basically what we're talking about. How do we get through this transition of this thing being birthed into our reality and
Yeah.
come out on the other side of it? Talk to him,
Right.
Trent.
Yeah.
Vision.
And like I said, that we don't know. So
I got one for you, bro. Right here.
yeah, I was just getting right. I was looking at that Unicorn Lady Tech. So can we speak on how living off the grid will be affected by CBDC? That depends on a couple of things. If you're living off grid, number one, is your house paid for? That's the biggest thing. If not, then
That's yeah.
you still gonna be tied in. If you're living in an RV or a car or whatever, is that paid for?
Mm-hmm.
If you're living on family's property and it is paid for, how you gonna pay the property taxes if it's required to pay it using digital currency?
Mm-hmm.
See,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to try to cover all bases. And I mean, when I say digital currency, that means the money goes away. The means to pay is a whole separate thing, and that's that Fed Now app. And I'm on
Come
the
on, bro. Come on.
easiest thing that the Fed Now app is. The closest thing we have to that right now is Cash App.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
how it'll work, just like that. But you saw what happened to the CEO of Cash App. I'm just saying, I ain't starting nothing. I'm just saying.
And I'm not laughing at the circumstances.
Right.
I'm laughing with my brother here. Yeah, that
Exactly.
was a tragedy, but it is interesting.
Right.
Nonetheless, Vision, you make a very good point, because the reality is, bro, and David Core, I'm gonna put what David Core put up in here, and I share this sentiment. I think you can
Mm-hmm.
be in. Damn, where it go? Y'all done came in here and got the doggone chat jumping now.
Yeah, they
Uh,
talking.
no, that ain't what he was saying. Basically, what David Core was saying, it no such thing as off grid, because you got to pay taxes. But like Vision said, they
Yeah.
kind of two different things, because let's say, so you have, look here, you gonna be in this thing one way or another. I
Yes.
talk about an old clip. You can go find it on YouTube for yourself. I want to say it was I want to say it was Bryant Gumbel and Katie Kerr.
Uh-huh.
And it was about 1996,
Okay.
95-ish. And they was talking about this new thing called emails. And
Yes.
they had the little ampersand, and they had the
Yeah.
little symbol. They was like, huh. So apparently this is gonna be the wave of the future, and everybody gonna be using it. And I talked to David Corey about this on the live not long ago. I'm old enough to remember when I had grandparents and parents and uncles and auntie. They didn't want no damn debit card. Everything was in cash.
Exactly.
If they was
Exactly.
retired, they would go pick their check up. They cashed their whole check. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
no, I'm gonna cash half of it. And I knew
Mm-mm.
people who never had no damn bank accounts my whole life. Right?
Right. They
Those
cashed
days
that
are
check
over.
and brought that money home.
Home.
And Big
And like,
Mama,
go
Big
ahead.
Mama, Papa would hand over that check, and Big Mama would take everything and go pay everything, bring a house full of groceries in, pay the milkman, pay the mortgage, pay the light bill, and then take the rest of that money and stash it.
What you say last night? You said grandma would keep it on her body, but that's where you gonna
Grandma,
stop. She would keep it on her person. Yeah,
yes, yes,
yeah,
please.
yeah,
We're not going to have that
yeah.
luxury, folks, because it's not going to be physical dollars. That is what CBDC is. Physical dollars. There will be no more physical dollars.
So
Period.
even period. Even if you willing to barter, even if you off grid and you in the mountains of West Virginia, the mountains of Colorado, the mountains of Washington State, or out in
Right.
the deserts and plains of West Texas and New Mexico, your ass got to pay taxes. That means you could, the whole time in between, you could barter, you could grow your own, you could catch rainwater, do whatever you got to do, be completely off grid.
Right.
But the one thing you can't do is not pay them damn taxes, which means you have to pay it in an accepted form of currency. And that's
Bingo.
gonna be this new thing that we talking about right here.
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. I don't care if your house
Yeah.
is paid for or not. You still got to pay the property taxes.
Got to. Got to.
Yeah.
Got to.
And that's how they keep you one hand in their system. They don't
Yeah,
care if you living on 20 acres and you got 4 acres of a garden and you raising your own goats and chickens and cows and your house is paid for.
it don't matter.
Don't matter. What they want to know is at the end of the year, your money for the property taxes on that property are due. How are we going to pay it? And the only acceptable form of payment is to use the FedNow app to send that digital money to the government or whatever means they say,
Exactly, exactly.
other than writing a check or giving them dead presidents.
I gotta put this up here, and Mama, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This is just my perspective. This is just my opinion. Uh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Right,
No, no,
right.
ma'am. It ain't. It there is
Mm-mm.
not while you drawing breath in this life.
Mm-hmm.
No, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no way. It ain't no way around. Ain't no
Mm-hmm.
way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
In some way, shape, or form, the bases have been covered. You will participate voluntarily or involuntarily to some the matter of degree. That's up for conversation. That's up for
Right,
debate. But
right.
you will participate. And
Yep.
then Vision, when we have these conversations, this is something else that's really important that I think people tend to lose sight of for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm you. I mean, you're you, and I'm
Right,
me. We from another time, another era, another generation.
right,
I need everybody in here who feel however they feel. Because, like you said, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. All I'm
right.
talking about is the change that comes along with it.
With
That's
it.
all I'm saying.
Yes, that's right.
It's got plenty of cons, but
Yes,
it's got some. I guess you could see some pros too, right? To be
right.
fair, because we're gonna have a fair and honest conversation.
Yep.
With that being said, you got to understand that in another generation and a half, not two, once
Mm-hmm.
our asses is gone, in the next generation and a half, you got people who could give a they don't give a damn less because that's all they know.
That's
They
all
don't
they
care.
know.
It's just that's all they know. And you can't be mad at them for that. They can't
Yeah,
control it. That's all they know.
exactly. And David Corey, you absolutely right. Um, can we stop it? Yeah, we could. Will we be able to stop it?
Oh
Maybe,
yeah, that
maybe.
I,
And I really don't even want to touch that subject because
yeah, I hear what you're saying, man. I know what
yeah,
you mean, but
yeah,
nah, son.
right. The best thing we can do now is to and this may sound cliche.
Nigga, don't say it.
You got to write your congressman, you got to write your state representative and tell them do not vote on this. Do not vote for it because that has to be passed, if I'm not mistaken, by Congress. I think.
Now this where me personally, and I'm not
Yeah,
saying don't do that because I want that's another thing I wanted to touch on before you have to go is
right.
what's up RJ Funches and
Yeah,
anybody else
I
who done
see
came
you.
in here.
Right.
Uh that's something else I wanted to touch on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not saying don't do that, but me personally, this is just me. This is just me.
Right.
I think it's too late in the game.
I'm with you.
Um
Yes, they've
I
already
think
invested billions into this.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's too late in the game. That's just me personally. But in
Mm-hmm.
addition
Same
to
here.
that, this is something that that I've always appreciated and respected about not only the 2A community, but the prepper community as a whole, and a lot of most gardeners, and people along the way, right?
Right.
Um, most people not only are they familiar with the Constitution to a degree, they may even have a pocket constitution. They might cite Article 9 or Article that whatever, right?
Yeah.
The average citizen in our country, my home country, which I love,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know who the damn governor is. Like they
Correct.
don't the mayor, the
Correct.
state, the school board. No, folk don't care about shit like that. I mean,
No,
around
they
election
don't.
time, it'll be a hot button conversation, and then people go back to their Gucci belts and twerking, and it's all over with. And Then the
Right.
next election season, people kind of get semi-interested. But
Yep.
uh something that's been a luxury finna be a huge disadvantage.
Yes, it is.
Everybody thinks that people learn about America because everybody wants to eventually come to America for freedom.
Right.
No, America is the dominant language across the entire globe. Schools and schoolhouses all across this world in multiple countries, if they even just barely touch on it, they touch on US history. It may
Hmm.
not be the part of US history you would
Hmm.
want to have taught or think is important, and it may be over exaggerated and put in glorious terms and all of this,
Right.
but either way they learn. As an American, you ain't never had to inconvenience yourself to have to learn shit about nobody else.
Nobody else. You got that right.
Nobody else.
Exactly.
Go
Exactly.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
And I
Go ahead.
don't want you to know about global events and what other folks are doing or not doing in other countries because
What's up,
they
bro?
may be doing something better over there than what we doing here. They don't want to stir up the hornet's nest because they have been perpetuating a lie since the existence of this country. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Hey, your word, sir. Your word, sir. It get deep. It get
It
deep.
does, and I can't go there. But I'll say this: for those of y'all that are coming to the bug out weekend, catch me Saturday night. It may be midnight, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. Catch me sitting at the fire. That's all I'm gonna say. We
I
can have
think
a
you gonna have
fireside.
a conversation, bro.
We can have a fireside chat, and
Yes.
you know, I don't know everything. I only know enough for the last 59 years. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there'll be others there that are older than me from a different part of the country. But at the end of the day, if it comes down to it, I know who I can count on, who I can't, and they know who they can count on and who they can't. Because
Exactly.
it's going
And
to come down to like-minded people banding together, whatever that like-mindedness is, to come together collectively to deal whatever is in front of Tom, Nancy, John, and little Becky. I don't care whether they
yeah.
my family or somebody else's family, because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, evil is evil and it shows up in different forms. Are you ready to deal with it?
Are you ready to deal with it? Are you ready to deal with it? That's what it's all about. Like that's the better part and the bigger part of this conversation, man.
Yeah,
What are
yes.
you willing to and ready to do to secure your family through this tumultuous time?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't put emphasis on how this is going based on, and we're going with what you just said, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How is this going to impact people who ain't had to live in certain ways when the poorest in the country? I'm talking about somebody who probably should keep their men and women. I ain't pointing out no gender. Men
Right.
and women can't afford this, can't afford that. Might should probably keep their ass at home and focus on some other stuff. You could be dirt poor and still take your ass to the club. You could be dirt poor and still have $1,000 phone. You could still be dirt poor and go to the mall and snap up shit. You can't do that everywhere. And I'm telling you, when it hit
Mm-hmm.
home, see, I'm not talking about a static war. I'm not talking about ground
No.
war. Bullets
Right.
and all be damned. We talking about economics, man.
Economics, whole different mindset, whole different ball game.
The one place you ain't never been got at. People have
Mm-hmm.
tried before,
Mm-hmm.
and that didn't
Mm-hmm.
work out well for them. Come on, we talking. We're gonna have a real conversation.
Right.
But this is where we at now. So
Yes.
what do we do with what we got now as a
Mm-hmm.
small collective and even as individuals? Because my God, man, I really can't. What's up, everybody? Coming juicing with Jay. Some more people
Losing
that
with
came in.
Jay.
Everybody who done came in here. Vision. Go back to what we was talking about earlier. You said I brought up the example of the water in Philly.
Yeah.
when they made that announcement. And you brought up toilet paper when the damn thing happened.
Right. So what really
Go
matters to
ahead.
y'all, okay? Because, and y'all gonna have to forgive me because I'm old, and to this point in the game, I'm gonna say what I want to say regardless. Because you can't
Go on
get
and
your
talk.
hair did, you can't get your hair did, your nails done, your toes done, and your baby's over here crying because he hungry.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do when you can't go get your hair done and nails done, or go buy your Pepsi,
Yeah.
but your baby's
Yeah.
still hungry? Folks'
Yeah.
priorities are going to shift to where they should have been 35 years ago. Period. End of story.
Mm,
Ones
mm,
that are
mm.
ahead of that game now by growing your own food, by having your medical supplies, by securing your own sources of water and having it instead of relying on other people to make sure that the pumps are pumping water underground to your house. We need to become more producers and less consumers. That's the best way I can say it. And if you don't have any
Yeah.
skills, no, let me back that up and say those that
Excellent.
have skills, and I'm talking about physical skills, electricity, welders, carpenters, doctors, nurses, EMTs, plumbers, electricians, construction building, and anything else of those skills that this country has perpetuated over the last 2 decades that it is worthless to make money. I, to this day, know plumbers that make close to $500,000 a year or more being a freaking plumber. Period.
Take your time, bro. Take your time. Take your
Those are the
time.
skills that nobody can ever take from you. And if you have those skills in a time where those types of things are going to put food on your table and feed your kids and do some type of good to sustain your family, you better learn them, because the priority of getting nails and hair done and buying that new car and buying them $400 plastic Gucci sunglasses and the belts. I ain't mad at you for doing it, but I'm just saying your priorities are going to shift. You better be able to mentally handle that shift because it's coming.
And let the church say amen.
You got me in
Let
my
the
feelings now, Jay. See,
let the church say, hell, I couldn't have said it better myself, bro. And it's not about judging people. It's
no,
just about trying to share what we see over the horizon because we know it's coming. I mean, damn,
right,
everybody. I'm not Professor. What's his name? Xavier. I don't have telepathy. I'm
right,
I'm, I'm not over intuitive. I'm just seeing shit that everybody else could be out there seeing. The
right.
truth of them, everything you said is spot on, man. And I thank my wife all the time, every so often. Just I sit back, we'll be talking about when we were younger. Baby, thank you for loving me, whether I came through the door with a tie on or whether I set them old dirty ass steel toe boots out by the
Right,
door because I wouldn't even step in my house with them on. They
right,
out by the garage or they out
right,
by the back steps.
right,
But I know these skills that get looked down on because you are blue collar worker, because
right.
you know you middle class, you this and that, baby, that's finna save your life if your ass got them.
Yes, it
Watch me.
is. Yes, it
Listen
is.
to me now. Listen to me now. Believe me later on. Knowing how to run conduits through a skyscraper or through a new house construction, or knowing how to grab a 70-18 rod or a 10-11 rod, or pick up that MIG welder or that flux core and run that shit and tell me you can't feed
Yeah.
yourself. Baby, I done did it my whole life. You
Yes.
got to talk to somebody who don't know about it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And it ain't gonna be about picking up that cordless drill, because you may not have electricity to pull the battery out and plug it into the charger to flip the switch to charge it.
Come
Now,
on,
what
man.
you gonna
Talk
do?
to him.
You don't
Talk
know
to
how
him.
to use a screwdriver? You better get some manual tools as
Talk to
well as
him.
manual gardening tools. Because the
Mm-hmm.
most inconsistent thing about these United States of Americas is our electrical grid is crumbling,
Yes.
period.
Yes. Yes.
And that's my personal thing that I think is going to happen, that the electrical grid is going to take a major hit, period.
It, that and with that, you said something else to spark my soul, bro. Now I'm gonna show my age, but I believe I'm finna be alive long enough to see stuff like machine shop and wood shop being taken out of schools. But because our country don't produce nothing no more and damn near everything imported, these skills have to be relearned. So I
Yes,
get to live to see the shit go and I get to see it come back. Because
yes.
with what's finna happen, in my belief, in my estimation, the whole industrial, it's just my belief. It could go the other way and everything continues on a more technological path.
Right,
But every country that's done been through this before, because like my man said, ain't nothing new under the sun. It's in the book.
right.
Look at it, check it out if you want
It's
to.
in the book.
Somebody gonna have to learn how to do this. Somebody gonna have to learn to learn masonry. Somebody got to learn carpentry. Somebody got to learn plumbing. Somebody got to learn how to weld. Somebody got to learn how to paint. Somebody go,
Yes,
come on, y'all. I'm
yeah,
talking about basics.
yes. Basic,
Basics.
back to basics.
Back to basics. So
And
all the housewives fighting and throwing wine on each other, that shit would be things of the, in my opinion. That's just me. But go
tell it.
ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No,
Talk
go
to him.
ahead. You're right. They throwing wine because they can't find a remote for the 85-inch flat screen.
Right,
In
right,
my day
right,
growing up,
right.
my dad be like, boy, get up and change the channel. And you turn the knob, or you took the vice
You and me
grips and
both.
stuck it in there and clamped it and turned the
With some
channel. I'm like, hey, that's how I grew up. Can't we get a
yes,
TV
sir.
with a remote control, Dad? Why should I spend that kind of money when I got you and your brothers and your sister here
Right.
to turn the channel for me whenever I tell you to?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Perfectly good sense.
Yes,
If
sir.
you if I told my son to change the channel right now, first thing he doing, he looking for the remote.
Looking for the remote. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
folks, it's not about if, okay? It's about when.
Win,
Everything we've been
baby.
talking
Win.
about, it's about when. It's not about if it's going to happen. It's about when is it going to happen. And when it happens, the number one thing you need to do before you do anything else is be mentally prepared to face everything that we're going to have to deal with. And everybody's going to be facing different things at different times, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't live the way Jay
Mm-hmm.
lives, and I don't live the way Broke Farmer lives. But it's going to
Mm-hmm.
affect each and every one of us, but in a different way. But if I can get on the phone and say, hey, bro, I just bought these fruit trees last week, and my peach trees, they got this stuff on them. What do I do?
Come on. Come on. Come on.
I'm not a gardener nor a farmer, but I know I got good enough sense that last weekend when I saw fruit trees for sale for $23 a tree, guess what I did? I put 10 of them things in the back of my truck and bought them home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm
Yeah.
going to learn what to do to grow fruit trees and have my own fruit, because I'm tired of going to the store and spending $15 for a dozen eggs.
Exactly.
Those are the
Exactly,
skills
bro.
we need to learn, folks. Plain and
Back to the
simple.
basics.
Back to
Uh,
basics.
the I'm gonna say this again for all my religious and non-religious people out here. Take it however you want to take it. It's understood. Ain't no offense. We living in a period in a time where the first shall become last and the last shall become first. I
That's right.
said it. I'm gonna say it again because it
Mhm.
ain't no more fishing for your fish. Everything's so contaminated, all the streams and oceans and waterways and this, unless you go fish and stock your own pond on your own land and you know
Mhm.
what's in it. Your ass
Mhm.
damn near don't stand a chance. I'm at a point you may or may not want to eat it no more
Right.
because it ain't no more fishing for your fish. This man said he went and seen some fruit trees on sale, got 10 of them, brought them back to his house. Baby, that is the new currency.
Correct.
That is the new currency.
That's right.
Wait till your ass can't eat like how you used
Exactly.
to. I'm
Exactly.
not saying I ain't saying the restaurant's not gonna be sitting there. I'm not gonna say they're not gonna have steaks, but can you afford $110 ribeye? Some people can, but I
Right.
can't touch it.
Neither can I. Right.
Go on talk to him, Trent. Go on
But
talk to him, bro.
you're right, folks. That fiat currency we have right now, okay, while we still have it, spend it on things that are going to sustain and return value to you and your family long term. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying don't go out and buy a truck or a car, because we all need to get around. Go buy it. If you need it, buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
buy the
Mm-hmm.
things that are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck. So you may not be able to go get a brand new truck, but you can get a truck 2 years old, 3 years old, or whatever. Buy the stuff, seeds that are going to produce long term for you, that will give you a
Yes.
return year after year after year after year. That's why we buy heirloom seeds, because those
Yeah.
seeds will give us crops continuously, year after year after year after year. You pay for it once, you get a return for however long. Those are the things we
Hey,
got to
Anne Marie. Yeah.
Anne Marie
Yeah,
love.
that's real.
Yeah.
That's real, bro.
Juicing for
That's
Jay just hit you.
hey, Jay. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, Juicing with Jay. Let me get my man right real quick, fast.
Right.
Let's see here. I ain't even hit. Man, let me.
Go ahead, George.
Come on now.
Get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Get
you.
it.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Juicing with Jay. Let me go back to the comments. Sorry about that.
Oh, you fine, bro.
I'm kind of I'm kind of freezing up over here a little bit. Appreciate that, my brother. Thank you, Juicing with Jay, for the contribution to the channel. And y'all, I don't come over here. I love talking. I love talking to y'all. I love having
Same
conversation,
here.
but I don't come over on here to hear myself talk. I wanted
Mm-mm.
to talk to this man because of who he is, how he moves, what he does, and especially what he doing June 2nd through the 4th, Bug Out Weekend. Y'all check it out if you haven't. His link is pinned to the top. But me and my wife, we have real life grown folk, husband, wife conversations sitting over here thinking, okay, well, damn, we done built this up. We got this. We good over here. But what about the people we love? Do we want to be back home when this shit go down? Or do we want to be over here smiling and happy and fat and got chickens and got this and fruit growing and everything we need? But what about the people we love? Do we want to indulge ourselves with them over this endeavor? Because it's not going to be easy. This transition is not going to be easy.
Correct.
And I gotta, I hate to y'all don't crucify me too hard. I hate to be the bearer of bad news because y'all know I'm 2A all day, and I believe in people having the right to protect
Mhm.
themselves.
Absolutely.
But no other, but I'm in a country that a lot of people consider third world for a lot of different reasons: infrastructure, finance, GDP, all of that. That's fine. You're not wrong. But nobody will either whoop your ass or kill your ass like they will in America. I'm just gonna be honest. Let's just say it.
Yeah.
Let's just put it out there.
Yeah.
So when people in desperation and in dire straits, my man
Yeah.
was just talking about that mama who can't feed her baby or the daddy who can't feed their baby, and the nails go away, to getting the hair deals go, so do the haircuts, so do the Jordans, so do all this extra stuff that we just used to, baby.
Yep.
When desperate people do desperate things.
Yeah, they do. And what's even worse is good men will do bad things. And bad men will do evil things.
Come on, man. Let me hold on, man. I got the Love Jones snap off of that one, bro. I got the
Yeah.
Love Jones snap. Hey, man, I'm telling you, when them demons get stirred up, baby, because you hungry or because you see
Yeah.
your baby need that Similac or because that
Yeah.
baby's sick and then something else. Look here, man. We ain't even got into talking about medicine.
No.
We ain't even got into talking about people who rely on certain drugs, and when these drug prices go, if you already paying with copay or damn what you call it, Medicaid or Medicare, whatever it
Medicare.
is,
Right.
if they already covering down and you still out of pocket $300 some dollars a month, wait till that one $300 prescription go to $800, but it ain't no backup no more. Cause
No
cause
back.
the government can't afford it. The hell
Right.
you finna do?
Right.
A lot of people not finna let mama be sick. They not finna let grandma sick because she
Yeah.
can't get them pills. I'm finna go get this scratch. I'm finna
Exactly.
go get out. I'm finna go make it happen.
One way or
Man,
another.
but
Yeah.
ain't nobody go ahead. Go
Ain't
ahead, bro.
nobody thinking about that. You absolutely right, Jay. Ain't nobody thinking about that.
Shit.
Because at the end of the day, people are going to do what people must do to get
In
the
order to
things that they
survive.
need in order
Man.
to survive. Right. And if that
Hey.
means walking 5 houses down because you know Johnny and Martha just left to go try to get some food,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
now y'all gonna break into their house, but you forgot Billy's home.
Whoo. Come on, Vision.
So
Talk to
so
him. Talk
so
to
so
him.
what you gonna do now when Billy's standing there in front of you with a seed dispenser
Right.
and you
Right.
got one in your back pocket?
Right. Right.
I'm just
Right.
saying.
You know who damn near the only people you're gonna be able to like really trust, honestly. And I mean, people take this how you want it, feel how you want to
Right.
feel. I feel like I'll be able to trust Vision
Mm-hmm.
because Vision ready. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I'll be able to trust Broke. I don't know. Shit, Broke got fruit trees. He
Yeah.
gardening. He might
Yeah.
not have a whole lot. He might not have half of what I got, but damn it,
Right.
he got something to eat.
Right.
I feel like I might be able to trust some of the people who can, and even if they ain't got 5 or 6 generators, but they got 20 shelves worth of preserves and 20 shelves worth of canned beans and 20 shelves. Like, see, currency changing, who you can trust getting ready to change, and people out here bullshitting. And when we have these conversations, then you know what? I'm at a point I can take it. I've been called
Right.
crazy before. I've
Same
been
here.
called outlandish before. You
Mm-hmm.
can't be a prepper if you consider yourself 2A or prepper and ain't nobody never had nothing sideways to say, baby, you ain't doing that shit right. Let
Nope.
them say what they gonna say. Let them do
Yep.
what they gonna do. But at the end of the day, some people that you use, John with the perfect, just the manicured lawn and the perfect house, and he don't, he take Krav Maga and shit like that, but he like, oh my God, no, I never in my home, I don't want one of those. I never.
Right.
That's gonna be the first person come get your ass. Keep playing
Bingo.
game.
That's right.
Keep playing game. Wait
Hey,
till
and
John is hungry.
I'm
Go
gonna throw
ahead.
this
Go
out.
ahead, bro.
I'm gonna throw that. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
come left field. I'm gonna throw in a George Foreman left hook on everybody.
Okay. Okay.
Why y'all think they came out with the movie The Purge?
Woo. Hold on. Vision, before you finish, I gotta take. I've had some good days. Shit.
Exactly.
I've had. Hey, man, go on and finish saying what you saying, brother. Teach him. Talk to him.
Them the movies often mimic what's coming down the road. Right, wrong, or indifferent. That's just what I think. I've seen a whole lot of movies. I've seen a whole lot of stuff.
You old for a reason. Go ahead.
That's true.
Go ahead.
And if you know those movies, have seen them, you better take heed. I'm not saying they're gonna come to reality, but some of the things that happen in that movie may be coming down the pipe. I allowed my son to watch that movie when he was of the age of 14. First question he asked me at the end of the movie was, "Dad, do you think that'll ever happen?" And I told him, I said, "I pray to God it don't, but if it does, I'm absolutely ready and I will protect you with my life."
That's it,
Folks,
bro.
the stuff that could be caused by digital currency in this country is going to cause two things. It's either going to be nothing and everybody's going to go on about their business happy with life.
Yep.
Or there's going to be mass chaos and anarchy. And either way, you better be ready for both. Plain and simple.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going to happen. But I see what's coming. And I'm preparing accordingly.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
And I'm gonna say this, and only Jay gonna understand this. The care package will be coming. I'm trying to find something that I want to give Miss April, so she's not slided. So
thank you.
Ain't
Yes.
nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Zero.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Other than just say
sir.
thank you and I appreciate it, bro. So
thank you and I appreciate it, and more,
folks,
and more.
I don't talk just to talk because I got to get ready to be somewhere literally in 45 minutes.
Yes.
What this man's doing, what this man says, we all have to have time where we just sit back and let our hair down and have some fun, which we all have to do because we're human beings. But then
exactly,
there's time where we got to have serious conversations. And this is one of those conversations. We're not preaching doom or gloom. We're just trying to enlighten everybody what we see coming, because I don't want anybody to get blindsided.
Right.
Prepare for it, because somebody's counting on you, whether it's yourself, mama, papa, your babies, your grandbabies, your sister, your auntie, big mama, whoever. Because at the end of the day, somebody's going to have to stand. The question is that going to be you?
Hey, man, come on now. Come on.
I'd rather stand. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees, period. That's just me. That's my opinion.
Real talk.
I'd rather die standing than live on my knees. I'm not going to do it because that's not who I was created to be.
Yeah.
Bruh, I do got to go. I love you.
I know, man.
I appreciate this, man, because this was a conversation we had to have. And if just Josh is still in the chat, we're going to circle back and we're going to have another spring council.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And we can have it on whoever's channel. I don't care. And, you know, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Do me a favor, though. I need y'all to give it a thumbs up. Share this out for this brother right here, for what him and his amazing wife do together as a couple. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Okay? And subscribe to everything they doing. They doing podcast. They doing so much stuff I can't even keep up because I'm asleep. He's sending me messages at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, what?
I woke up and saw it, man.
Yeah. And I appreciate you, Jay. I truly do, man. And as I've always said, anything you and April need, if I can help in any way, I will. Period.
I appreciate you too, bro. I know you got to go. I want to thank you as well as April for taking the time to, you know, entertain us with this request of sharing the
Yeah,
knowledge. And y'all, if you want links, if you want a more descriptive version of what transpired last night over on Vision channel, please go check this brother out. His link is pinned at the top. Bouger, I just dropped the link for you if you want to come up.
I
So we
appreciate
can
that.
go keep it going a little bit longer. But yeah, y'all please connect. Please connect with Vision Preparedness. Brother, I know you gotta get out of here. Have a
Yeah,
safe, happy, good Friday, a beautiful weekend
absolutely.
with you and your family. And
Yes.
I love you, appreciate you, and respect you, bro, for everything you're doing in this community.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you as well. Everybody in the chat, have a safe, blessed resurrection weekend. Do the things, folks. Do the things that really are important that will sustain you and your family long term. Other than that, I'm out, bro. Love you, and I'll be talking to you.
All right, mama. We'll holler
Have fun, man. Later.
later. Who is this?
Hey.
Who is this right here? What's up, fam? What's going on, Bouger?
What's up?
How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi. Hold on a second. You can hear me?
Yeah, you had broke up just a little bit, but there you go. I hear you now. Hey, Miss Chaga. Dusty Country Road, how you doing? Anybody else I may have missed? Coming in, Unicorn Lady Tech. I hope I spoke. Happy Mac, you been in here. Uh who else we got? If I missed anybody, I'll pop these cuts by JC and Enemy 7. Yeah. Hey everybody, y'all get in here and enjoy yourself. Bouger, what you got, sister? How you doing this weekend?
What's up? I'm good. This weather is crazy. It's season over here. I didn't bring my phone over here.
The weather crazy?
Yeah. You hear me or it's a delay?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you. At first it was a little delay. Now
Okay.
it's good. It's good.
Oh, my junk behind me. Yeah,
Nah, you good.
this is a good conversation to have. When we talk about some people ask, a way out. We really don't know what the way out is. We're doing our best to try to prepare for what we understand is going on. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't even know if we're preparing correctly because we haven't never gone through something like this. We can look at what
Go ahead.
other countries.
You talk, sis. Keep talk. I'm finna step away. You hold the fort down. You talk because I'm digging what you saying. Go ahead, fam.
Because we as a country we have never gone through anything like this, so we don't really know how to prepare for it. And like you and Vision was saying, we don't know how people are going to react to it. But I hope as a nation that we act in a civilized manner. Yeah, we need to be prepared for the knuckleheads that's going to be running around, but I hope it's more people that keep a calm manner and we work together, because everybody running around acting a fool is not going to help. None whatsoever is not going to help the situation. I think as a nation we can get through it if we stick together, and there's no need for nobody to go hungry. There's no need for nobody to, be afraid of going hungry. We can take care of each other. I believe that we can do it. We can take care of each other. And yeah, you're gonna have some knuckleheads, but as long as we have more of us to help each other, I think we can control the knuckleheads, or they will see that it's more of us than them, so they need to go have several seats. But because I don't want to, it sounds good to say I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna tell you, like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. I don't I don't want I don't want to be in no shooting fight with nobody. because this ain't the movies, okay?
This ain't
This
the
is
movies,
not
man.
the movies.
Come on, sis.
Ain't nobody getting back up from that. This is not the movies. So I don't want none of that to take place. Willfully, it won't go that far, and we'll be able to get through it without the violence. Willfully, we won't
Yeah.
reenact none of the stuff that we seen on screen, because it ain't gonna turn out the way it happened on the screen. Those people were acting and got up from that stuff. We not getting up from it.
Please keep talking, sis. Please keep, cause that pistol play and gun battle, that shit sound fun and look cool on screen, like you said. But
So
you sitting at the corner of a building holding an abdominal wound, which is damn near one of the worst ones to get, saying I'll hold them off, go on without me, man. That shit is cliche as hell. We've seen it our
okay.
whole life. Don't nobody, you get shot in the gut, you literally, and for everybody in this live, this ain't alive for maybe your kids, maybe if it's too sensitive, what you got shit, you got bile and shit pouring out in your abdomen on the inside.
Right.
That's not cute.
I
That
don't
ain't funny.
no.
I,
I don't think
go ahead.
we
Go
have
ahead.
to think about you have people that have served in the military that are still, that's been out of the military for how many now and still not right. And you talking about
Mm-hmm.
as a civilian running around doing this stuff, these supposed to be trained people and didn't come back right in the mind. You know what
Right.
this is going to do to us mentally if we go down this road? So you have to think about that too. You talking about people getting hurt in a manner where we have never seen, only on the movies, but to actually see that stuff, like
In real life.
that's not what you want. That's what you don't. I know I don't want it. I ain't gonna sit up here and think because I got prep on my name that bring it on hell to them. No, I don't want to see none of that. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to see none of it. I'm hoping this just become a hobby of mine and I just rotate my stuff and nothing ever happens.
Right. Hey, thank you for becoming a member. JC Menez, thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate that. Slide over here and get you right real quick. And
thank you, Dusty Country Road. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for becoming a member. Yeah, I mean, you got different styles of preppers out here too, Bouger. I've learned that the longer I've been in this. You do have some people, they whole thing is like they almost want it to happen. And then other people who prep, they preparing for like hurricanes and shit and survival and just I think some people might think they want it. But when this shit get real,
we
don't
are over
nobody
here
want to get on like.
No, we over here too comfy. We too comfy over here.
That's what I was trying to say.
Convenience, our convenience is mind-boggling. We too comfy over here. I mean, we don't need no major anything to happen for people to go nuts. Just turn the internet off.
That's all I'm saying. So even the stuff that happened recently.
Dusty, I can't teach you about no herbs, but my Renaissance grandma can. You could check her channel.
Where is it at? I can put it on the screen. Where is it?
Dusty Country Road. My Renaissance grandma, she would be your best bet.
Let me see if I can find it. I don't see it.
It's Dusty at the bottom. It's the
okay.
Yeah, my Renaissance grandma. Check her channel out. She knows everything. That's an elder. She knows everything you need to know about herbs.
And I want to make this clear too. I don't know either. Nobody does, but just 40-some years of life experience tell me that when something happens of this magnitude, Okay, it's okay. Look at it like, let's take a divorce for instance. Some people done been divorced, some people haven't. I done had
Mhm.
friends went through it, family members went through it. I haven't myself personally experienced, but I observe and I peep game, and I always looked at both parties, both sides of it.
I've
Both
been through
people
it.
will see. There you go. Okay, so you can now you tell me if I'm wrong. In most cases, both parties still alive. Everybody's shaking, but they still alive, and life goes on, but it's never the same. Why can't people
Mhm.
look at this shit right here like that? Like that don't mean that it's gonna be. I mean, I personally think it's gonna get pretty damn rocky, just like a divorce. And you got some sleepless nights, you crying, you gonna wonder what your next move is. Did you do the right things when you had an opportunity? All that kind of shit go through your mind. But at the end of the day, everybody's still alive to fight and live another day. So with
We
that
have
being
to.
said,
Mhm.
go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
Um, like y'all said, we have to prepare for it mentally. The big part of it is preparing for it mentally. The only thing you could
Mm-hmm.
do is do everything that you think you could possibly do. When shit hits the fan, we don't know how it's going to go down. So you can't be mad at yourself to say, I should have did this or I should have did that, because
Right,
you don't know what's going to happen and how it's going to happen.
right, right.
So
Exactly.
just be confident that whatever you're doing, you did something. At least you did something. You didn't just sit there and didn't do
Right,
anything. But at least you did something. So I know I'm not. The things that I'm doing, I don't know if it's going to help me because I don't know what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. So, but at least I'm doing something. I'd rather do something than not to do nothing.
right. And whatever you doing or have done, it tell me how it can hurt. It can't hurt.
No.
It can't
Mm-mm,
hurt. It
mm-mm.
can't hurt. Um, even how about this? Check this out. With what you that just to show you the confidence that I have, that I think it's only gonna be a benefit. Look here, Bougie. So let's say if it's only, and I say only lightly, but let's say if it's only civil unrest for 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody just batshit because the craziest stuff
Mm-hmm.
that's ever happened just happened, right?
Yeah.
What if you able to stay in your house for a full 2 weeks straight? That in and
Mhm.
of itself could be life
It's good.
saving.
And that's what preparedness is about. So that you don't
Exactly.
have to be out. So when it hits and all of those that did not prepare go running out in the street, we don't want you out in the street. We want you to be able to lock down in the house, and like Jay said, however long it's gonna happen, you'll be able to sustain yourself within your home until everything calms down. Because you don't want to be out there fighting over toilet tissue and stuff, with people. Because people,
Right.
you don't know what people might do then.
Yeah.
Somebody, when the, I call it the shenanigans, was going on and somebody snatched the toilet tissue from you, it might be
Mm-hmm.
deadly this time.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you don't want to be out there amongst all of that. So you want to have your stuff in the house at least I would say 30 days or however long you feel at least 30 days, at least 30 to 90 days
Yeah.
worth of food. I
Yeah.
think I feel longer than that, but
Yeah.
at least your what we call your working pantry. That's stuff that
Mm-hmm.
you eat right now, stuff that you keep going back and forth to the store. At least have 90 days worth of that stuff, so that
Well,
you don't have to
yeah.
go to the store when shit hit the fan. Get you a bowl of popcorn, turn on the TV, and watch the foolishness.
Exactly. You said something deep while ago. You said how you worded I forget exactly how you said it, but the point is like this something to get me. This something to get me because nobody knows exactly what's gonna happen. And you said something along these lines, like something we don't know what's gonna happen because it's something that's never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be wrong in my opinion if I felt like or went out telling people the world finna fall apart and everything finna just go to shit. What right? I would be wrong for that. And I equally feel like people who say ain't nothing gonna happen, it make me, what the hell do you see that I don't see? Because how can you feel that nothing's gonna happen when we confronted with a circumstance that we ain't as a country ain't never experienced before? That blows my
Because
mind
this is
too.
America. What they got the saying about the banks, we too big to fail.
Man, that
That's
shit crazy.
the or what's that thing that they say where people can't cognize
Uh oh,
dissonance? Is
oh,
that
oh.
it?
Cognitive dissonance is when you in a state, even though you've been presented with all the facts, the
Right.
evidence is empirical, it's in front of you, but something internally won't allow you to process it and believe it because
And that's what's
uh,
happening with people.
that shit's
And you know
crazy.
why too? Because people have been warning us for so long. People also
Mm-hmm.
say they've been saying that. They've been saying that
Yep.
forever and nothing happened.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's another reason why people won't believe it, because people have been warning us for a long time, which sometimes that's what a warning is. A warning is not for you when it happens because you can't do nothing then. Once you get that
Exactly.
warning, you can't do nothing. So it's better for you to be 10 years ready early, 10 years early, than to be
Thank
one
you for
day
that.
late.
Exactly. Because I would rather have and not need than need and not have. And thank
Exactly.
you for that, Cuts. I appreciate that because that gives me the energy and
Right.
motivation to
Oh
want to
yeah,
keep having.
we don't do the fear porn. That doesn't help
No,
nobody.
it
That
don't help
doesn't help
nobody.
nobody at all. I don't like the fear porn. That doesn't help nobody. This is not about scaring you. This is about,
Right.
especially our people, getting from behind the eight ball. Getting us from
Yeah.
behind the eight ball. When something happened, we the last one to know and react and and
Mm-hmm.
prepare.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is. We're
Yep.
not we're not stuck. And you know what, too? I like to say this saying now too. You don't have to believe nothing for it to happen.
You come hold on, man.
It don't matter. You don't have to believe it. If it's
I got
gonna
the
happen,
love Jones snap.
it's gonna happen. You
It's
don't
gonna
have to
happen.
believe it. You don't have to believe. How many of us believe what happened these last 3 years was gonna happen? I know I didn't.
You couldn't have told
But
nobody that was
it
gonna happen.
happened. Exactly. But it happened. So you
Yeah.
don't have to believe anything. You don't even have to believe nothing we saying. But guess what? If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen regardless if you believe it or not.
Exactly. Exactly. And to add on to that, to something else you just said a while ago, like people been warning so long that
Mm-hmm.
some people feel like, oh, that happened and this ain't happened and ain't nothing happened yet. No, ain't nothing happened to your ass personally.
Yeah, exactly.
That don't mean it ain't nothing happened to somebody else that we were
Mm.
right about because look here, man, you got shit falling off tracks everywhere. You can't keep a building from damn blowing up. It's always some kind of food center. Like, but it's always crazy.
It's that what they call it. It's that slow boil. It's that slow
Mm-hmm.
boil. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
They what I'm hoping is if they have this thing where they want to control people, I'm hoping that they do it in a manner where people just don't run out and just freak out. Like it comes. It's coming slowly. Things are happening. It's coming slowly,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Mm-hmm.
don't seem like anything is happening. But you got a lot of distractions too.
Oh, a whole lot of distractions.
There's
And
a lot of
speaking of
distractions
distractions,
going on.
yeah. Speaking of that shit, you ain't heard me say nothing about it because I don't give a damn because that is literally the definition, in my opinion, of what a distraction is. Because my heart, my soul tell me that a couple months from now, a couple years, all parties involved gonna be somewhere eating caviar on a yacht and my black
They
ass gonna
doing
be
that.
making
They
sure my
doing that
water
now.
clean.
They doing that now. Please
Yeah, and
don't
I'm gonna
even
be making sure my
don't even
water
get me
clean.
started.
Yeah, that's why you don't hear me. I ain't got nothing to say about none of that
And there's
foolishness because that's
nothing to say about it. It's a clown show. There's no need to pay no attention to it. It's just another clown in the circus acting for you. That there's no. We need to pay attention to the economy. That's what we need to pay. And what's going on with these
period.
banks? What's going on with the BRICS? That's what we need
Period.
to pay attention to, because all of that is going to affect all of us. Nobody is going to be not touched by what's happening with the economy.
Facts. And you know, I would encourage people to go look because everybody not gonna have the experiences that I done had to go look at countries where a massive devaluation of a currency has
Mm-hmm.
existed. They're not gonna be able to see it in person. Just like you on this platform, you can go on this platform and Google and look up other places where Venezuela, the Germany, Weimar Republic. Like, look at some of these places where these things have actually happened, and it seems so dramatic or so far removed from you. But I guess I don't. Maybe because I done had a hard life, I haven't lived a life where it's easy for me to say that X, Y, and Z can't happen or won't happen to my ass. I've been through enough. I've been through enough. Like you said a while ago, sis, you said you wouldn't have never believed that what happened 3 years ago could have happened. Yet here we are. Here
Mm-hmm.
we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And far as like somebody asked when y'all was talking how to get around, I don't think there's no way out of it, but we have to stick
Mm-mm.
together to push back on it. That's one
Mm-hmm.
thing. But if we're not in unison as a country, where it's enough of us pushing back on it where we can stop it, because we got to remember it's more of us than them. And if
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
these things cannot work without us,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
we can do without whatever they trying to give to us. We can do without it. Before there
Yeah.
was no CB, whatever DC EFG they had back
Yeah.
in the days. What did they
Yeah.
do to barter or pay for things? Didn't have that. So guess what? We don't need it
Right.
either.
Right. Right. And it's
We
possible.
have to stop thinking that everything that they presenting to us that we need it. Most of the time we don't need it. We don't need it.
Right.
We can
Right.
do without
Right.
it.
Right. Right. I I hate, man, I hate to say this, but this is one of the places where I feel like maybe whoever they are, got an edge up because the division is so strong back home.
Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
so strong back home. You got and I know I'm gonna catch some shit for this, especially these next two. Whew, my God.
But
You,
willfully, when F, because I don't want it to happen. If shit hits the fan, that's when some people be like, oh shit, what they were saying is the truth. Like somebody said,
mm-hmm,
they still got people tricked with that word conspiracy theory. I done seen so
right.
many conspiracy theories be on point that it's ridiculous.
Man, come
Okay.
on, sis. Come
Um,
on. What you talking about?
but
What you talking about?
willfully it would snap some people into saying, okay, what some people were saying is correct. Let me get my ass in gear and
Mm-hmm.
try to do. But panicking is not gonna help. I mean, if you haven't done anything up to that point, panicking is not gonna do nothing but hurt you at that point.
Exactly. Exactly. Cause then you end up with a unwanted and undesired medical emergency because you losing your shit, your blood pressure racing, you
Mm-hmm.
stressed out, you can't sleep, you got, I mean, like, don't put yourself through that either. But
Would you say a good thing when shit hits the fan to just go and sit down, don't even respond to it in the first what I would say 15, 20 minutes?
Oh, easy. Maybe even an hour. Maybe even
Yeah.
an hour. Maybe even to give yourself some time to process
Yep.
the new reality that you confronted with. Because
Mm-hmm.
and the reason that I say do that, because one or two, like I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and something what happened? What you see? What you got?
I, I don't want to mess up. JCNM Me Seven said we need some new ones since the old ones come true. I think he talked about the conspiracy theories.
Oh yeah, because they all done came true. It ain't too much left out there now. I mean, hell, when folks who would never talk about aliens start talking about aliens, it's like, oh hell no, let me pay attention to what the hell really going on. But anyway, um, I was when I got the news that my brother passed, man, first thing I did, I took a knee because that's just instinctive, man. It's something I did shit for a long time. And the first thing to do before I passed the fuck out or start crying or whatever, sorry, passed out, excuse me, y'all. I know my Renaissance grandma in here. I'm still trying to watch my language to be a little kind, talk like I got some sense. But I took a knee and I put my head down and I had to take some deep breaths. I stood up and I went outside, man, and I just started walking. And then walking turned into a jog, and a jog turned into a run. I had to get that shit out of me
Mm-hmm.
before I lost it. So absolutely, I would suggest to anybody with any news that you hear in the upcoming future, in the near future, that just make you wonder what the hell is going on, take you a few deep breaths, sit your ass down somewhere. Don't act out of emotion, act out of preparation. Think
Mm-hmm.
about what you're gonna do before you
Yeah.
do it. Think about why you doing it. You hell,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be trying to run to the store to
If
grab all the
even
shit you can get last minute and be in a damn
and
accident.
then don't do that. Don't do that. That's not one thing we want y'all to do is when you hear something is happening, even if you hear, I mean, this is just
Hey, Miss Native
we're saying
Cherokee.
this out of safety. Like Africa be saying, we only getting in grown folk business, and I'm
Yeah,
for one that don't want to tell grown folks what to do, but I'm thinking of your safety. Even if you
right.
hear that the banks have closed, don't go run to the bank.
Mhm. Don't do it.
It's too
Don't
it's
do it.
too
Don't
late
do it.
then. If you don't have money in the house, don't go run to the bank. Because guess what? They're not gonna give you nothing anyway. They're not gonna give you
Mm-mm.
anything anyway.
Mm-mm.
So don't
Mm-mm.
go running out there. And guess what? It's gonna be you and a whole bunch of thousand other people out there trying to do the same thing. Like so, we gotta realize once we hear something, there's nothing to do at that point.
Exactly.
If
Hey,
you haven't already done
MTGVTV.
something. Hello, hi. There's nothing to do at that point but to like Jay is saying, sit down and think about what you're gonna be doing from that moment on.
Right. Right. No, you right, sis. And when it comes to the ATM, so all over the world, I've been talking about this on my on the podcast a little bit. We've been talking about this on our channel. And Bouger, thank you for being the support that you are because I'm at a point where I'm not finna question nobody. I mean, I'm not finna question myself no more because I know what I know. But it's always good to know that somebody else understand, if that make any sense.
Mhm. Yeah, it does. It does. It
So
does.
with
And then
with
you
that
have
being
you have somebody to talk to about it. To bounce ideas off of because we all trying to
exactly
grasp what what's going on and get an understanding of what's going on and how it's going to affect us down the line. But you know what I wanted to remember when y'all was
what's
talking
that?
about the CBDCs.
Uh-huh.
We don't talk a lot about gold and silver in our community.
I saw you put that in the chat earlier. Yeah. Yeah.
We don't talk about stacking gold and silver, and we really need to. When you hear those things, it's reachable. because we are the richest people that spend the most money. So we can get
Yeah.
gold and silver. And then
Yeah.
you'll have people say, you can't eat gold and silver. Well, I could buy something to eat. I'm not talking about
Right. Right.
giving the gold, going to your neighbor. Or see, some people will say nobody ain't gonna want no gold and silver. People who know what to do with it gonna want it. Believe me,
Exactly.
your merchant,
Exactly.
we're gonna still have merchants. And those
Exactly.
merchants, that's who I'm talking about, the gold and silver is for. Those
Yeah.
merchants, believe me, are going to be able to take that silver and gold from you and go and buy more stuff to put in their store with it. So the merchants are going to be able to use it. Maybe not your next door neighbor. You barter with your next door neighbor, a can of corn for some eggs or whatever. You barter with your neighbor. But the merchants that emerge,
Because it's
they
still
will
a
be
store of
able to
wealth.
use that gold and silver. Because why? Gold and silver is universal.
Mm-hmm.
That is universal money. So whatever they have to turn that money into to get the whatever fiat currency is the currency to buy what they need to put in the store, they are going to be able to do that. Because I seen a video of a lady in Venezuela. She had crushed up some gold and put it on the thing in the store and put it on the scale for the guy to weigh it to pay for her groceries. So the merchants is going to take it from you because they know how to exchange that that gold and silver for more products to put in. So you're going to be able, if you have gold and silver, you're going to be able to eat. You're going to be able to eat with it. That's how
Eat
I
with it.
think anyway.
No, you're
And
not wrong. You're not wrong. You're
and
not
you
wrong.
can
You gotta
buy
understand.
fractional
Go ahead.
gold. You can go,
Yeah.
you don't have to 1 ounce of gold.
Oh, go ahead, sis.
I'm sorry. I hear my phone. It sound like my
Oh,
daughter. Hold
when
on, sorry,
you
Jay. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what she's talking about. Hold on 1 minute.
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. So with what Bougie saying is when you basically have precious metals, the two most prominent. Let's take I mean, there's a list of everything from palladium to tungsten to all kinds of different precious metals. A lot of them are used in the computer that I'm on right now, and the computer y'all, or phone or tablet, whatever y'all watching me on, right? Fine. They full of precious metals that are used to in their construction. But gold and silver is something that you can always use. And I've heard that before. I've asked that question. I've had those conversations. Well, if ish go down, I can't eat no gold. I can't drink no gold. Let me put what mama said on her while I'm running my mile. Y'all look at my Renaissance grandma. She said, in the meantime, keep yourself prayed up. I agree. 100%. I agree 100%. Um, no, you can't eat it. You can't, but you can trade it because believe me, somebody want it. Now, somebody in your immediate area, somebody in your immediate space, they may not want it. They may not have no need for it, no use for it, don't see the benefit of it, whatever. Like she said, your neighbors, y'all trade watermelons and shit like that. Y'all trade cabbage and cantaloupes and goats and chickens and all of that. But when it comes to time to make some big moves and as the situation starts changing, merchants, somebody who will give you some form of value and you giving them a form of value. It's back to basics. It's stuff getting back to people trading something that has a store of value versus an IOU. But let me get to my sister, Miss Native Cherokee. She said, y'all seen only a small bit of what I'm working on around here. I will protect it and my loved ones, just saying, have at least plans A, B, C, D as a backup. That's real. And that's another thing, man. For all my people who are a little finicky or funny about them things, uh them freedom tools and them freedom seeds in them. I don't want to make it seem callous or blasé, but that's something you're gonna have to work on mentally and get over that shit. Cause truth be told, what the hell is having all of that if you ain't ready and willing to defend it? I'm in another country with a wife. I ain't had no issues over here, but you crazy as hell if I don't think that as a man, as a husband, my first and foremost responsibility is to defend that woman at all times, at all costs, to all measures. So that's the same thing you gotta do for that corn you growing, them watermelons and them potatoes you got out there. If you or all everything you done stocked or stacked, you better be ready. Shit, you better be ready to hold the fort down. Hey Bougie, what's up, sis? Welcome back.
Yeah.
What was you saying? You was
With
talking
the
about gold and
silver,
silver.
with the silver and the gold, when people think about it and think they can't, may have not be able to get any, they do come in fractionals. You can get the
Oh
you
yeah.
can get silver in fractionals. With silver is I think like 20 something dollars an ounce right now, and you can get it in fractionals, meaning
Yep.
I think 1/10. You got 1/10, 1/4. That also goes for the gold. You could get gold in 1/10,
You can get it
1/4,
in 1/10.
and
Cause
yeah,
I think
and
right
you can get
now, I think
a half an ounce.
you can get a half ounce. You can even get a quarter ounce if you order it. And I
Yeah.
think some fraction, what you call them, like you said, a fraction, which is a tenth. I have and have had several of those. Uh, but right now, gold is up to $2,000 a troy ounce. That's
Yeah.
not for no reason. That's not for no reason. And Bougie, since you on here, let's go and talk about it like all the way. Let's talk about it real. If you get uncomfortable, let me know. I shut up. We'll start
You
talking about
mind if
something else.
I somebody asks where you could go? You mind if I tell them the place where I go?
No, go ahead. Where is it? I'll put it on the screen.
Um,
Where is it?
Look up SD Bullion. I've been dealing with them for the last couple of years now. They're very good.
Oh, I thought it was somebody in the chat.
I
No, you
say
go
buy
on and tell them.
fractionals. SD Bullion. SD Bullion. Look them up. Very good company. They get your stuff out quick to you. They're too behind because people are buying. You know, we need to watch when it comes to finances too. What are rich people doing? Rich people is buying silver and gold. Okay? We got to pay attention to what rich people are buying. If they're buying it, then it obviously is something that we could use down the line to help ourselves.
Hello, Pastor VBS
SD,
Samando.
hold on a second. SD, hold on, let me make sure I got it right. SD Bullion. S as in Sam, D as in dog, Bullion.
Bullion. Bullion. Bullion.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. There we go.
I don't know why. Did I spell it right? I sure didn't.
Yeah, you did. You did, as far as I know. I mean, that's something else. Like, so y'all know we usually keep we changing over here too. You know, we keep the channel kind of light, real player, real smooth, whatever. It's time to start talking about some different stuff because there she go. Okay, Bougie got. I'm gonna put it on the screen. This is it, so y'all can go look it up. You can check them out. We don't give financial advice. She ain't giving financial advice. We just having a conversation, y'all.
We're just throwing out some ideas.
Yeah. Hey, Conscious Business Services and Opportunities. What's up?
It's some ideas. We want to keep it positive.
No. That's not what
we want to.
It is
We want to be prepared.
Bougie, everybody, I can't live in la la land like that. Like, it's cool to have fun. It's cool to have a good time, but I'm surrounded by adults on my channel. I don't rock with no kid. Ain't no cheering over here. I don't have a kids nothing segment channel,
Mhm.
none of that stuff. These are all grown folks. So any grown folks who can't stomach, you welcome to either leave temporarily or leave for good or come back when you comfortable when we on a more lighthearted conversation. But I'm not finna not have necessary conversation sitting up here with a platform where it might give somebody a heads up about like some really important subject matter. I'm just not finna do that. I'm not finna not talk about none of this stuff just because it ain't all hunky dory and happy, you
Yeah,
know. It,
right.
we got to talk about this sometime or another.
No, we do. We need to let each other know what's going on. If we see something and hear something, and um, throw out ideas, put those ideas out to each other. Well, what you think about it and what you think and how, how to prepare for it. Banks,
Right.
even the banks, even the central banks, they said is buying gold. What they said, the
Yeah.
bricks, they
Yeah.
they're gonna whatever currency they decide to use, they're gonna back it with gold. So I think that's
Exactly.
what we need to be doing too. We need to be buying some gold. And
Yeah.
that company also have a way where if you are
What's up, Big
concerned
Daddy?
about having the gold at home, they have a thing where you can pay for it and they hold it. And I forget what they call it, but they'll
Now
hold it for you.
I'm glad that's the equivalent of a safety deposit box, and I'm glad we're having this conversation so we can share perspectives and points of view. Me personally, I'm not partial to that. If I don't hold that, I don't want a certificate. If I'm not
No,
holding
I'm
it
not talking
physically,
about the certificate. This is physical gold that they put, and believe me, rich people do it because it's not safe to have everything in your house. This is a practice
true,
that they do. So
true,
some of
true.
it
Yeah.
is put off. It's not on in here. It's off,
Right.
in another country
Right.
in
Right.
the safe. But you can call for it, and it's physical gold. They're not
Okay.
giving you a piece of paper in place.
Okay. Okay.
That's not what I'm talking about. This is you actually have physical gold in this state, and you can
Mm-hmm.
go to them and say, "Can you please send me my gold or my
That
silver,
is
or
that's what
whatever
I'm
it
talking
is?"
about.
And
Yeah.
I think if rich people was doing this, then I don't see what's wrong with me doing it. They not rich for no reason, and if they're doing
Exactly.
this, then it must be something um, good to do. And I think it's a good idea because what if something happens, right? Sit down, please. What if something happens and what I have here gets, look at the earthquakes and stuff like that. What if it
Mm-hmm.
gets under rubble and I
Or
can't dig it out?
tornadoes.
Or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
what if it get blown away? Or what if I have to leave so quick that I don't remember to pick everything up and then I don't have anything on me? At least this silver and gold is over there. So when I get
Exactly.
settled down and I could have somewhere where they could send me that
Right.
silver and
Right.
gold, they can send it to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I see as a good idea to have some over there.
No, that's a
Hello?
worthwhile investment. And that's something that people should think about. And I'm glad you introduced that to the conversation because y'all, it's at a point we got, I mean, we all should have been doing this as much as we can all along. But like Miss Native Cherokee said, a plan A, B, C, and D. And know
What?
that you still can't plan for everything.
No.
But
Yeah.
being
That's what we
able
have
to
to.
cover
Yeah.
your bases as many as you can. For
Yeah.
real.
And that's what we have to come to realize too, that we might not be as ready as we think we are. What if we're not?
Facts.
You got to be okay with that. What if or like you were saying, what if all that you did don't, you know, don't pan out, or what
Mm-hmm.
if something happened to your stuff. Like I just said, what if all that you did and something happened to all of it?
Bougie.
You gotta be mentally ready for that also.
Yes, like in real life. I don't share this with y'all for nothing. Everything me and my wife done built over here over the time we've been living over here is peaceful, it's chill. We love it. What if the right wrong shit happen and we find ourselves where we got a day or two to get on a plane and get the hell out of here? That's the reality that we live with. So thinking that you can build and you can, you know, this and that, between natural disasters has happened, people having to be relocated because of uh hazards and stuff like that. You don't know what, like, bug out bags are real for a reason, and you don't want to leave all the stuff you invested and put time and effort and money into, but hell, you might. So having something somewhere else as a store of value. And that's something else, Bougie. You can elaborate on this, because you did a lot of really good videos about hiding stuff in plain sight. That's one method, but another method is not putting all of your eggs in one basket. Why would you have everything you got right where you at? Where
Because
you got that book
that's
out?
well,
Go
you
ahead.
know, that's something I don't. There is no right and no wrong way to prep. Do you?
Right.
I want to come where people are. We have a bad habit of that in the community of, you know, you got people that stop doing their channel because people call, they saying they not no real prepper. What the hell is that? What is a real prepper?
What does that even mean?
What is
What
that?
does that even mean?
What is
That's
that?
silly.
You know, she at the person was she lived in an apartment like myself. You know, people frown on people living in an apartment. My thing is, if somebody is doing something, meet them where they at. Okay, because
Right.
nobody will
Right.
know nobody is safe as far as I'm concerned. I don't care where you at. Nobody is safe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like they'll say,
Yeah.
you know, they'll tell you, and I'm not saying, because to me, one thing is not better than the other. As long as somebody is doing something, that's what matters to me. I don't care if you homeless and you decide you want to prep. Like, what you need to know, what you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna meet you where you at,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it could be something happen and my tent sitting next to yours. Okay, so I meet people where they at. Some people, they don't have no other choice but to have all their preps in the house. So I'm not going to say that's
Right.
not a good thing or it's a bad thing. You don't know people's circumstances. So I
That's
can't
true.
say
That's true.
what's not good for you to do besides putting yourself in harm's way. Like I said earlier about, you know, running in the last minute to go run with the crowd to try to get things
Right.
in the last minute. Or even gas, like how when they talk about we're going to run out of gas and people run to the gas station, where are you trying to go?
Right. Right.
If
I agree.
we don't have no gas, ain't nobody going nowhere. Where you trying to go? Why are you putting gas in a plastic bag? Where you trying to go?
Exactly. I agree wholeheartedly. That's why these conversations are important, because you get
Nobody
different
ain't gonna be able
perspectives.
to go nowhere. Go sit down and relax. They got us in this go
Yeah.
mode. As
Yeah.
soon as they say boo, people go running. Which
Yep.
is
Yep.
crazy. It's
Yep.
so crazy that,
Yep.
to me, if they say we ain't gonna have no gas, I'm gonna be like, good, I ain't got to fucking go nowhere.
Exactly.
That's how I see it.
Exactly.
I ain't got to go
Exactly.
nowhere. Not,
No,
we
that's
gonna
real
get no
talk.
gas because I gotta. Where you trying to go?
Hey, sis, I'm gonna tell you, I think as long as you ready and you prepared to hold the fort down wherever you at, you good to go. I just said that because I like I got friends over here who got, like, I grow stuff over on their property, and then we got this together over here and stuff like that. And but that's not something everybody have. That's a luxury. That's something everybody meet people where they at, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I believe in land, I mean, over here we haven't built yet. We working on it. I mean, having the business and having a house you live at, them two different things. We in two different spots right now. our business land and property is one place, we live in another place. It happens. I believe in having land if you can have land. But here's the thing. The land we got back in Texas, that we either gonna be in an RV or a tent when we get back there if we decide to move back and like live there, right? So that's one thing. And for two, it's an ugly side to it that I don't hear enough people talking about. Now, mind you, I'm just old country boy from East Texas. I
Hold
love
on,
you.
Jay. Let me. It said that if you need it quick, you can only get a certain amount. I don't know. I never done it, so I'm not sure. To me, having
What about?
the when I
Oh,
was talking about having the some of the that that what I put over there is for long term. Sit over there. I'm not going to need it right away, type of
yeah,
thing. That's how I look at it. And I could, yeah, that's true. My Renaissance grandma, we could have a power outage where I can't get in contact with. I mean, all of those could be a scenario, but it's not going to stop
that's
me
it.
from putting it over there because sooner or later the grid is going to come back up. And if I just have to wait until that happens, I have to do what I need to do until that happens. But to me, for me, is a safety net for me to put something away from my personal being on my person, where too they can't
Yeah,
get to it, where they can't get to it. Also, it's
yeah,
over there for so they can't touch it either. So that's how I see that. I know I'm not going to be able to get to it right away, and I'm okay with that. So I would have to just do whatever I need to do, in that moment without
yeah,
it.
yeah. I think every consideration should be on the table in
Mm-hmm.
circumstances like what we're about to be confronted with, so you can have multiple options, because multiple options lead to multiple ways out. Could you have seven things you plan for and the eighth thing that you didn't anticipate be your downfall? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? You know what?
Mm-hmm.
We all got to die any damn way at some
Mm-hmm.
point. So, I mean, if you've done that, be happy with yourself. Be proud of yourself with what you've done. I'm gonna read Miss Native Cherokee, and then I'm gonna say something else about what we were talking about. She's Miss Native Cherokee 70 said, land. I know she said, let's not forget about prepping earthquakes too. They are increasing. Earth doing what she always has done, but it's time
Some more
uh
shaking,
for
some
for
more
more
shaking
shaking around
around
the
the world.
Oh
Big.
yeah. Say, I'm gonna tell y'all something. So check this out, right? And I'm gonna get to what I was Bouger, don't let me forget about land with regards to what you were talking about. So, Miss Native Cherokee, this is something that always amazes me. If I see it on US news at all. And Miss Sandra living a full life, thank you for being here. You've been here for a minute. I hope I spoke. Thank you for being here. Um, so when I check US news, it may be a 5-second clip going to a commercial, or it may not be mentioned at all. But something that always amazes me that's easily known, and I get information over here easily, man, it be earthquakes and volcanoes and shit erupting. I'm talking about from Peru to damn
Mm-hmm.
Nicaragua. Like, it's just shit shaking, and I'm talking about big shits. I'm talking about 8 point something and
Mm-hmm.
7.9 and all of
Mm-hmm.
this. US
Mm-hmm.
news never talk about that shit. It absolutely amazes me how much stuff be going on in the rest of the world, and she's not lying, because the earth is shaking. It's all kinds of stuff. Hell, right now, Africa's splitting in half. Did y'all know that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they say it's splitting in half, but we talking about fissures and these big ass crevices that have opened up. Some of them 100+ meters deep in some places. Some of them a few meters deep, and it's not far from where I'm at right now. And they saying in the next couple of 100 years or whatever, the continent gonna split in two. Well, not next 100, like next 100,000 or whatever years. We don't know when that shit gonna happen, but what we do know is that people waking up, and these ain't earthquakes. This is just the earth. The shit is just splitting. It's literally splitting open. In Turkey.
You have a great Sunday too. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for being here. Who was that, Boujay?
Sunday, Pastor VBS.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. But yeah, that it don't make the news all the time, but that's exactly what's happening. It is happening all over the world. And when I say massive volcanoes erupting, hell, I don't know. I
But
guess don't nobody
have you
care.
ever heard of the what do they call it? It happens every 1,000 years. Oh my goodness. It's something with the sun, where the sun gets a little cooler.
Yep.
I forgot the name of it, but that's supposed to be happening now, and they don't talk about that. They tell you climate change, but they don't tell you the natural processes that the earth goes through, and they try to make you think that it's something that never happened before. So they scare you with, you know, with these natural things that the earth does. So we are going through a 1,000 year
cycle. It's a cycle of
sun cycle.
Sun cycle. It's like a solar whatever. And since we on here and we talking about all of it, that you know what, I'm gonna save that for Tuesday.
Yeah, go ahead, talk about the land.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, sis. You're not wrong. Yeah. It's you
was talking about the land.
The land. So as far as the land go, I understand the reason, and I'm glad you brought up that example. I try to understand both sides. I do understand both sides, and I don't mind understanding both sides. Here's why. So when it comes to land and buying, I think if you can get your hands on it, it's a good thing. If you in an apartment or you in a house or you in a residential neighborhood, you do your thing there too. Because everybody's not suited, and it's not going to be in everybody's best interest to be in out in the rural area. Now, I grew up like that, so I'm accustomed to it. Like I have a knowledge of it and a way of moving, especially in the South. But we talking, so we gonna talk all the way. We had our parents one time before we came home to go check out some land for us. Not far from us. It ain't super far from us, but I'm from the land of sundown towns. Everybody ain't welcome, especially folk who look like me. So I see a lot of people purchasing land in Georgia and Texas and Colorado and Montana and moving out to these remote places. I'm gonna keep this shit 100. Baby, you ain't welcome everywhere. You might want to know something about that land and that property. You see what's going on in Colorado right now. Hey, Marlene, before you get your hands on it and start putting a whole bunch of money on it, you might want to make sure your ass can live around there long enough, because folk will come get you. Folk will come get you over that land, and that don't get talked about because it's a big, this real. This from a country boy from East Texas. It's one thing to have the money to just go buy that shit, but you don't know your neighbors who been living around now for 40, 50, 5, 7 generations and hate to see your ass there. Your life finna be a living hell. So if we're gonna have this conversation and talk about all that, we gotta talk about the pros and cons to everything from all points of views and all perspectives. Because it ain't all easy. It ain't all good. What's up, Spirit Mouse Media?
Hello, hi. And you know, and everybody might not be. That's why I said meet people where they at. You might think that it's good to have land or whatever the case is. People might not want to do as much as you're doing, or you think that somebody wants to do. You just put the information out there, and whatever people decide to do for themselves. Because guess what? I'm not telling nobody what to do because I ain't going to be there when shit hit the fan to help you. So it's
Exactly.
not me to
Right.
choose what to do for you. And what if I choose it? And what if what happens to you where you at is different what happens to me where I'm at, and all of the stuff I told you to do don't even work for you.
It's all got to be considered. It's all got to be
Right.
considered.
So
Hold the
just
fort down, sis. Let me go check on something. Hold it down for me real quick.
yeah. So I say meet people where they at. Prep how you. Trying to still look up what that was. I forgot who asked me if that was the eclipse. It's not an eclipse. I'm trying to find out what it is. Sometimes my memory don't serve me, but we need to meet each other where we at. Because I'm that type of person. I see all different things that people are prepping and doing, and I don't do all of them. Like they talk about bug out bags. I understand the concept of it, and I understand that yes, it's a good thing to have so that if something happens, it's just something you pick up. But I just can't do it. I just can't. It's to me, it's like it's so much stuff that you would want and need. I got a bug out tote, but just to have a bug out bag, like I can't. I can't do. I tried to put one together, it didn't work. It doesn't. So I don't do bug out bags and stuff like that. And you don't have to do everything. All of these things are just suggestions. Take what you want to do for you and do that, because that's what's important. And then all of us are in different areas, so we prep for the different things. Like they said, earthquakes, and people are in tornado territory, so they gotta prep for that. Things like that. So let us meet each other where we are, wherever we at, in an apartment, in a house, on land. Long as we're doing something to prepare, it doesn't matter where you at. As long as you're doing something, that's all that matters.
Exactly. I agree 100%. And that's something else, sis. That's one place where I feel like cinema, Hollywood, whatever you want to call it, kind of ruin the vibe, because you got people planning for zombies and shit, but ain't nobody really ready for a damn hurricane. Who ready for that tornado? You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Yeah. It's
Yeah.
all backwards, man.
Yeah,
It's
we
all
yeah,
backwards.
we need to prepare for those realistic things, and don't have that mentality. Well, that doesn't happen here. There's a lot of stuff that wasn't happening in places that's happening. Look what happened to the people in Texas. That never happened there, but woo wee. And then people not knowing how to get. I don't know. People say common sense is not common sense, but people have to know how to keep themselves. It's amazing how many people have killed themselves trying to keep warm. That to me is mind boggling. That happens. That people 2023 are dying from the cold. That's to me. That's when we lost Jay. Oh no! I hope he could come back. That is one thing on the top of the list that we must make sure that we know how to do in the wintertime is to keep warm, and not kill ourselves in the process of trying to keep warm. So hopefully Jay will come back. If we still here, that means he could come back. It didn't cut us all the way off. Yeah, I kind of figure African. Yeah, I kind of figured he'll be back because I'm still up here. Um, but yeah, um, prepare. It's coming. This weather is funny. It's like it won't break sooner or later. But um, prep to your comfortability. Prep to what you feel you want to be. If you didn't have it, if you couldn't get access to it, what would you want for your family to have? What are the things that you would want for your family to keep? We prep also to not to be ready, but to keep a normalcy, as they say, to try to keep a normalcy. So what are some of the things that you would want for your family so that all the shenanigans that may be going on, you could try to keep some kind of normalcy going on in your household. So prep for those things. Like I get when I go to the dollar stores and stuff, I pick up crayon coloring books. I don't have no little kids, but we gonna be some coloring fools up in here. I pick up coloring books and crayons, and I got street chalk. I'm collecting all of the classic games. Like, hey Howard J. I use it. Miss Cherokee said I don't normally share about my visions, but I feel like I need to say it all now and here. Yeah, you put it. All you can do is put it out there. You could take. They say you could take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. So that's all this is we sharing information with each other, and we getting ideas of things that we can do. I mean, it's a lot of us, a lot of preppers that will tell you that they only person prepping, nobody in their family prepping, and like you said, Miss Cherokee, they'll say, we know where to go. Yeah, okay. That is crazy to me. You see me doing what I'm doing, but you think that all the hard work I'm putting into preparing, like you could just chill and then just come over if something happens. That don't work like that.
Thank you for holding that down, sis. My bad. I had some power issues.
Everything okay now?
Yeah, we good. We good. We good. What I missed? What you talking about? What y'all got going on?
No, I was reading what Miss Cherokee, she was saying that she usually don't tell people her vision. I said, well, we only could what they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So
Yeah.
you can tell people stuff, and then she mentioned too about people saying that, you're telling them to prepare, but they say, well, you just come over here. Like, no, that doesn't work like that. Now I see if you say, well, you prepare here, I'm gonna give you some money, put some stuff aside for me. That's different. But for you to see me preparing and I'm telling you about it and you decide not to do nothing,
right?
Then no, you can't come over here. I'm not doing nothing for you. You decide not to do anything.
Exactly.
You decide to keep buying Jordans. So I hope they taste good with some barbecue sauce. That's all I can say. I hope them $300 jeans taste good. That's all I can say.
That's one thing.
I am not taking the food out of my kid's mouth for you. I refuse to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry, not doing it
at all. Boujay, you put me in the mind of something that and we're only gonna go a couple more minutes here because I've been having some issues. I gotta get this stuff straight. But you a practical prepper. I can do practical people. Like, even if they're a little bit more hardcore, even if they're a little bit more laid back, I can do both of them, hardcore, laid back, whatever. But you got to be practical with it, man. And
I can't do hardcore. I can't do like the big channel. There's this big channel. I call him Scary Spice. When that shenanigans was going on with the Orange Man, every day we're gonna have a civil war. I was like, with who?
Well, every day.
Every day. And what happened? Nothing happened.
Nothing.
Like to me, I'm sorry, your channel should be shut down when you do foolishness like that. You coming on every day with that fear porn and
Yep.
you making these predictions about this gonna happen and that's
making
gonna
money.
happen
And making money.
and scaring people and nothing gonna happen. Your channel should be shut down. I'm sorry, you shouldn't be doing that. Sit down.
And see,
Stop
all
it.
of that,
Stop it.
all of that political stuff. Yeah, that's too much. The reason I take this here seriously is because it can lead to people being hungry, and that changes everything. I'm not trying to belittle nobody's circumstances, but it depends on what mood I'm in. It could lead to something, but somebody calling me the N-word or racial slur, people being misgendered, people being this, everything set everybody off. But the one thing that's missing is your ass actually being real hungry, for real, for real. I ain't talking about, oh my God, I've been at work all day and I worked an 8-hour shift and I didn't have time to eat. I'm not talking about that kind of hungry. I'm talking about you've been out looking for shit, burning calories, trying to figure out what your next meal gonna be, and you still hungry, and you on day 2 of that shit. That's how people rob people. That's how people snatch purses. That's how people do crazy shit. So all of the political and the fear porn, like you said, and you ain't even gotta say it, but I think I know what channel you talking about. But hey, when you tell me the world finna go to shit, the world finna end, but I can come over to your shop if I could buy this from yo whatchamacallit, this gonna make all my worries go away.
Him too, but not that one. Not that one, the one I was specific. I got he blocked me from his channel.
I believe it. I believe. What's up, JC family? What's up, fam?
JC
How y'all doing?
Family.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, those are those channels where if you're not, because what was happening at the time was that's when the Ukraine thing just.
Oh shit. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
So, that's when the Ukraine thing just started, right? And so they always have. I got an email from somebody inside, and this is what happened, and this is. I got the information, and I'm sitting here going, I don't feel no more informed than when I first started watching this video. It's like, at all. You're not telling nobody nothing. Like, stop it, Cinco.
For real.
You think this person really telling you something? Stop it. Okay? I don't feel no more informed than what I see on the regular television. You ain't telling nobody nothing different.
Exactly.
You don't got no inside information, right? So those channels, I usually don't leave a comment. But this day I forget what he was talking about, but I use his words. Like he used words like peasants, right? So we're talking about war, and I don't like to what's the word, glorify wars. The people who get hurt in wars are the civilians. Do anybody ever notice? Those are the people who are dying in these wars. Most of them are civilians, right? So wars is not good. And to me, for us to be, we're supposed to be so high tech with our technology and our AIs, and we still killing each other. Could somebody please explain that? I can't comprehend that. Why we still acting like, why they are still acting like barbarians. To me, you want to go with war, that to me, you're being barbaric. Where we supposed to be, to me, at this time and age, that is a barbaric act to me. Like, you can't sit down and talk to somebody about something. Your first thought is to kill innocent people over it. That is barbaric to me. So, and then the movie, what's that Asian movie? I'm sorry, my memory sometimes. What's that Asian movie that came out where they rounded up all the gamblers and stuff and had them go and play to win some money, and they had to practically kill each other to get, to the end. They had to play those different games. It was on Netflix.
Squid Game.
So, you know, they mentioned about talking about the war and stuff. And I said, well, I feel the people in the military need to watch that movie Squid Games, because I feel that's exactly what they're doing to the people in the military. They in the Squid Game. You got rich people that don't have nothing else to do but play around with your life. Send you off to go kill you to put some more money in their pocket. And I got banned from I got blocked from the channel because I said that. So if you're not going along with that, you know, because mostly if you go in those channels and you read the comments, it's like, oh, thank you for the information. You help us out. Not to say that you don't help, because that was actually the channel that got me prepping, believe it or not.
Yeah.
You do get a lot of help from it, but you do get a lot of fear porn from it also. And that's the part that I don't care about, is the fear porn stuff. So, you know, stop telling people stuff, making predictions that's not, you don't know what's going to happen. Stop acting like you know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen.
And that's something else with predictions. I mean, even I try to use my language properly. Even if I say this is what I see, this is what I know, this is what I see coming, whatever. But predictions, when you get into predictions and all of that shit, that's a whole nother ball game. If you have, and I'm not discrediting what like somebody like Miss Native Cherokee, because she ain't putting that out there all the time as a business ploy. Like that's not a clickbait. That's not you know, those are two different things, because I do believe people have visions and premonitions. I'm prone to premonitions myself, but I'm not a visionary.
Those are not visions. Those are just, they play on people's emotions. That's playing on people's emotions,
and
playing on people's fear.
Yep.
Which you're not helping. You're not helping people by doing that to them. You're not helping them at all. We should be prepping out of fear. We should be prepping to thrive in case something happens. Not prepping out of fear.
That's all. That's it. That's all. That is it. That's all, man. When like I said, the shit then got to the point where it's about being ready for zombies versus being ready for the next tornado or the next hurricane or the next earthquake.
Like they said, Mike Tyson said, everybody ready until they get punched in the face.
Until they get hit in the mouth. Everybody got a plan. Until they get hit in the mouth.
All of that sounds good.
Yep.
I'm not looking. I don't want none of that to happen. I'm not one of those preppers that's, let's bring it on. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
And
don't want no part of it. No.
I don't blame you. And just like you said, you saw something else in him. Like that's the channel that got you started. But the more you learn, the more you peep game. Mike Tyson said something else real deep. Everybody who help you ain't your friend. And everybody you fight ain't your enemy. Because I've learned stuff from people along the way that has been good advice, been good suggestions, been this and that. And, you know, people change. Circumstances change. It happens. And that goes both ways. Just like you can have somebody who upon initial meeting, they can help motivate you, bring you to a place. And the more you learn about what they teaching you, it's like, okay, you ain't who I thought you are. So you know what I'm saying? You kind of move around, you move on. It happens, man. It happens in life to all of us. Guava, Miss D's Harley Wood Garden. Thank you. What Miss?
That's why I like talking to you, because you're open. You're not you're open to listen to other ideas, which you should be. Other ideas, and that's how you learn, because I don't claim to know everything, but I want to know what you know, so I could put it together with what I know. But if it's something that I feel I don't need, I'm gonna leave it where I found it. And that's what I feel. Even what I say, if people don't feel a need, you know, that they don't need what I suggest, Leave it where you found it.
Yeah. Yeah. Chew up the meat, spit out
Everything
the bone,
everything
man.
is not for everybody.
Exactly. Exactly. And trying to make it that way, that's a great way to either stall yourself out or lose people altogether because um I think the reason that's so easy, Bouger, is because there are segments of society that just be that they love being told what to do, what to think,
Mm-hmm.
how they should
Mm-hmm.
feel, what they should be ready
Mm-hmm.
for, when they should be ready for it, versus thinking for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And independent thought is one
It's
of the
frowned, almost
rarest
frowned
things.
upon. Yeah, it's almost frowned upon.
Yeah, yeah. How dare you? How dare you think for yourself? How
Right.
dare
Or
you?
if you're not doing the same thing that everybody else has done, like they try to shame you. Like my last two kids, they only got one inoculation because I knew better. I found out to me. I found out
Mhm,
and I learned and I knew better. And the only reason why they got that one is because I didn't know they was sneaking and giving it to the babies without the parents' permission in the hospital,
mhm.
or I would have told them not to give it to them. I didn't know,
Right,
or they wouldn't have had none. My two
right.
last kids are good. They never got nothing, even with this shenanigans going on. Nothing never happened to them. They are very
Mhm.
healthy children, so they are an example to me that we don't need those things. We don't need them. We can
There
we
is a
can
yeah.
survive without them. You can't live a good, healthy life without them. So she said she was at work and late. I think she must be was around my age, and she had her immunization card, and she was showing it and how old it was, and they was talking about like the new ones that the kids got now are different. And then she was saying my daughter mentioned she never got any of the shots, and she was like, the lady tried to shame her and say, "Well, that's not good. How do you know?" Obviously, it
Wow.
must be something good. She's sitting right in front of you.
Wow. That is that's something. I actually had I had some conversations. I had one one situation like that over here. I had some conversations, but I had one situation like that. And of course it was from it was from a foreigner, but the situations were amongst locals and stuff. But so much of what we think we need, I don't think we do.
Right.
Uh how else? So that puts me in the mindset of which one is it? Which one is really true? Because on one hand, people talk about how long people used to live
Mm-hmm.
before all of this stuff happened. And I'm a man sitting here with 100 and finna be 2-year old, 102-year-old grandma
Mm-hmm.
that missed out on a whole bunch of this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yet my mother's generation, my mother, she gone. A whole bunch
Mm-hmm.
of my mama high school friends gone. A whole bunch of my aunties and uncles gone. My grandmother lived till she was almost same she passed away the same birth month that she was born. Almost made it to 97. So somebody
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to help me with this. Somebody gonna have to help me understand and make the math and make it make sense. Because how is it that back when all people had was what they grew themselves, or life was
Mm-hmm.
real inconvenience and there was a whole bunch of labor and work going into everyday life? Why is it that them people live to be in their late 90s and hundreds? But
Mm-hmm.
now we got all this technology and all this advanced healthcare and
Yeah.
medicine,
Yeah.
and people leaving here in their 60s and might make it to their early 70s. Somebody make the math.
And all
Help.
these all these cancers. Do you know what dirty
Yeah.
water? I heard this doctor say dirty water, dirty food, dirty air.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. It's real. It's
And you
real
know,
like that out there.
I was in a lot. Because you like to talk about psychology stuff too. So all of my in my 20s, 30s, and early 40s, I did self help.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I did was read self help, self help, self help, self help. And then I come to the realization now in my 50s, I have to unlearn some of the stuff that I was told because, first of all, I've been lied to all of my life and still being lied to.
Yeah.
And then too, some of the stuff that we decide to do you really know why you do it?
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
that's because somebody told us, Miss Cherry was talking about getting a meat grinder. Um, yeah, that's one of the things I'm not, for me personally, I'm not concerned about meat. I don't care what happens to meat. But yes, for those who are into the meat things, because I can go vegetarian, vegan. I could go vegan. I eat
Mm-hmm.
meat, but if it comes to where I don't have no access to it, I don't care. I don't care about it because I
Oh,
know I can get my proteins from veggies and stuff like that. So I don't. But I do have a hand grinder for like to make flour and stuff like that.
oh yeah. Well, for me, it ain't even about protein. Hell, I just love meat. I'm a country boy. I love deer, rabbit,
What
squirrel,
you better. What you said? What you said? What was that first thing you said? It's
deer,
not about what?
deer.
No, it's not about the what?
Oh, protein.
What? Let me find
For
out you know something.
for me personally, because I can get the protein I need from plants. I mean, I really can.
Mm,
I just
I
I've
heard
had
that was a big lie. We don't need
I
no protein.
look here. I've had. I feel I say this. I can live. I'll put it like that. Now, me personally, I've been not vegan, but I've been vegetarian for almost a year of my life. And at the time, I was extremely physically active. I had a high demanding job. I was lifting weights. I was doing a whole lot of rigorous activity all the time. Um, and I got pretty built. I got pretty built during that time. And uh wow, I want to say about 7 months in, my bench press had dropped. The number of push-ups I could do had dropped. My run had decreased. My run time, all of that stuff. And I went to the doctor like twice. I think on the third time, I was really, really talking to this cat. And they did a whole bunch of blood work and ran some tests and ran scans and stuff. And he was like, he was kind of joking with me, but he was serious. He was like, bro, you need a steak. You need some meat. Cause I had told, I hadn't ate meat in like, it was just finna be 8 months. And I lost a whole bunch of weight, but a lot of it was muscle too. And I just wasn't doing good. Man, I forget the name of those levels. Creatinine, not creatine, but creatinine levels. My hemoglobin was all off whack. My what you call that, Bougie, when you start to get anemic?
Oh, your blood count,
Blood count. Yes.
your red blood count is low, right?
Right, man. It was hella
I'm
low.
not good with the medical terms.
Yeah, it was super low and all of that. And bro was like, man, you need some steak. You need to go get some meat. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of phased myself back in and I got stronger. I felt better. My energy went up. But that was just me. I don't know how that go for everybody.
Yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah. Yeah. Stop it. Yeah, so yeah, everybody is different. So like that's another thing. Everybody has to prep to how they feel is the things, and that to me is what like I was talking about when you told me to hold it down. I was talking about normalcy, like making
Mm-hmm.
sure you prep the things that if something happens and it's going on, you can
Right.
have some kind of normalcy in your
Right.
household.
Right.
And if having meat and being able to process meat, then
Mm-hmm.
yes, make sure you have all those things.
You better, cause we got a meat grinder and we got the means to use it. I just hate it's electric. I need what's up, Smooth?
A manual one. That's what Miss Cherokee was talking about, getting a manual one.
Hey, nothing like it. It's gonna take some elbow grease, but you
Mm-hmm.
ain't gotta worry about no power or no nothing like that. And you can still have your hamburger meat. You can still have
Mm-hmm.
your pork sausage if you eat pork. You can still
Mm-hmm.
have all that stuff. And that's something else. I'm gonna be honest with you, Bougie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not finna be over here raising and doing a whole bunch of stuff that me and April ain't gonna eat.
You're
I'm just
not
not finna
supposed
do it.
to.
What the hell would
You're
I do
not
that for?
supposed to. You're not supposed to. That goes even with your garden. Like I'm looking to move, so I'm gonna have like more. Like I could garden now, but I'm not into gardening like that. It's not.
Right, right,
Some people, and I'm not saying that the garden. I have learned a lot. I sit. I'm not doing anything, but I'm listening and I'm
right,
learning.
right,
So when I
right.
get ready, but gardening, I'm only gardening because I heard a prepper say that should be something we, learn to do as part of our preps. I can't stand gardening.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I can't stand gardening. It's not my place where I want to go and I'm relaxed and I could give two flipping craps about gardening. But
Hey,
am,
you
am I
gotta be
going to
honest with
learn it?
yourself.
What? I can't stand gardening. This crap get on my
Yeah.
freaking nerves. But am I gonna learn how to do it? I sure am.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I have my two pear trees out there and my avocado tree and I just put another avocado seed in some soil. I'm gonna learn how to do it, and when I do it, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do it to my best. Yes, Dusty, that people, the garden relaxes them. Gardening gets on my freaking nerve. It's not something that I do that relaxes me or nothing like that. And I understand that with the gardening. But
Yeah.
my thing is being real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? My thing
Facts.
is being real about
Facts.
what I do. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and and then too, I don't like what was happening. I killed like everything I first I tried to go trying to run away from bugs that wasn't there. So I was killing all my plants. But I like that. I like to keep it 100. I could care less about the flipping gardening. But
Hey,
I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it to my best ability.
you gotta be real with yourself, sis, because
Mm-hmm.
it relaxed April a lot. Like when April get out in the garden and she mess with the plants, it's like woosah for her. She gets
Mm-hmm.
and it does to a degree for me. A very it does something. It's nice to just be outside and be out there. But for me, when I go in the village and I get an oxtail, or I get one of my I send a worker, somebody go get one for me and bring it back to the house, and I'm like. I'm studying the cuts. I'm remembering where all the joints at. I'm looking at the
Mm-hmm.
different, more efficient ways to skin it down. It's like, I mean, whether it be a sheep or a goat or something like that, like learning how to process meat and treat
Mm-hmm.
meat and
Mm-hmm.
preserve it, because that's something over here that ain't real big, is preservation. Like it's like you X
Mm-hmm.
that joint
Mm-hmm.
and then you finna eat it right away. But the
Right, right,
whole
right, right.
right, salting down or preserving,
Mm-hmm.
that's not really a
A
skill set
thing.
over it.
Right, right, right.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm incorporating that into my learning of butchering. And butchering relaxes me because
Okay.
I get
Okay.
to learn all it, and I know I'm doing something that there's one more skill that's gonna benefit me down the road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, now I don't know if it might be something that's helped me. Well, now that I go out and be in a bigger where I'm actually out in the yard, because right now I'm still on concrete. So maybe
Hmm.
like once I'm out in the yard, in the grass. And what I'm going to try to do to get comfortable with is, you know, like they say, connecting. I'm gonna try to, when I go out
Take your shoes
barefoot.
off.
Yep.
Man,
I'm
yep.
gonna go out barefoot. And so maybe once I get into it like that, maybe I will start to see those things that, like people say, how it's relaxing and stuff like that, because I'm more out in the nature, not like right here where it's just me and the concrete. So I'm not, you know, getting that vibe from gardening. But you know, everything
Yeah,
is not for everybody. Everybody don't
yeah.
have to feel the same way about,
Exactly.
you know, what
I
they're doing.
we way more into animals because we gonna grow what we gonna grow. It's food all around
Mhm.
us. Literally, like I'm learning we've both learned how to grow certain things from other people, but we grow basics, you know, like corn, beans, stuff like that. And
That's what I'm gonna do.
but around here, it's about stuff that we can't get in the States. Like if we like jalapenos, strawberries, stuff that you could just walk in your local grocery store and get that we don't have access to that we want. Cause hell, I want to make some homemade jalapeno popper, bacon wrap. You know what I'm saying? Stuff
Mhm.
like that. So we that's what we trying to grow. But when it come to the growing, man, I gotta respect your honesty, sis. Cause it's hell, that's real. Like if it don't move you like everybody, you notice how me and April now we don't talk about growing all the time because our life done changed, the way our business moved and changed, where we at then changed. We still grow, but it ain't with the same intensity as some other people because
Mhm.
shit, what I got to lie for? Hell, I'm in Africa. I want to learn how to skin. I'm skinning goats. And shit.
No, because I'm going to be doing the basics. What I'm going to do is what I'm going to call my salad garden. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
grow the stuff that we put in our salad. I'm not going to be.
Exactly.
I'm going to master a one cucumber, a one pepper, the red onion, the white onion. I don't care about nobody this, that, and a this and a that and a
For
no.
real. Yeah.
That's too
Yeah.
much for me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
master the one basic things or spinach, the one this. I'm not doing all of that
Yeah. I
extra stuff because
I
that's not me. That's not me. I'm not into
fact.
gardening like that. Where I need to, you know, try all of these varieties and
Yeah.
all of this stuff. It was funny, like when I first started, and I'm watching the gardeners and they would do their mail call and they'd be like, I got seeds. And I'm sitting here going, it's only seeds. What the? But then when somebody sent me, I'm on the video talking about, oh, I got seeds. I said, look at me talking about, I got seeds.
You got seeds too. Hey,
But
sis,
it's
I'm a
cute. I like to see people
yeah.
enjoy
Yeah.
what they do, and I embrace people, you know, channel and what they like to do.
Because you meet people where they at. And I'm gonna say this.
Mhm.
We don't I gotta be honest. Something else that changed with us the longer we here, we water our plants with rainwater. We not
Mm.
finna use like that goes it's different over here. We don't really have the luxury. Could we, if we wanted to spend resources towards that, we could probably pull it off, but it'd be really expensive. We have to order a
Mhm.
bunch of stuff, get it shipped here. I don't have the luxury, and I'm not knocking nobody to do because when if and when I'm in the States, I'm gonna do that. But like certain different types of tomatoes and different types of this and different types of that. If people have, which we appreciate, they'll send us seeds and stuff. They'll send us this. They'll send us that. We'll grow that then, but we be waiting on rain, baby. It's a whole different monster over
I'm
here.
gonna do the same thing when we move in the house because I'm not trying to run all of that water. I'm
Yeah,
gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna set up a rain catchment system, and
yeah.
that's all I'm going to use. Cause you know, plant a garden. I don't think he waters his garden. He
He
just let it
barely.
wait.
I don't think he watered it all.
No,
No.
he let if it rain, it rain. If it don't, it don't. Now I think what he does is if it too many days pass and it doesn't
Yeah.
rain, he goes down to the lake by him and he'll get the water from there and water
That
certain plants. But rather than that, he don't. I'm gonna attempt to do that. Like
I
let
would
the
do that, sis. That's a great way to
if
break
I
yourself
have
in.
yeah, I'm gonna and then I'm just starting off so I can do it. So I'm gonna attempt to do that. I'm gonna let the rain take care of the garden. When it rain, that's when it'll get watered, or do the rain catchment system, and I water from that. Rather than that, I am not watering from the house. I'm not gonna water from the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. If we didn't have water stored and stuff and was really ready for this over here, the
Mm-hmm.
longest we've been without water coming through the pipes is 8 days.
Mm.
It's happening. It's happening again, and we on day 5. We ready for it.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, I now this goes back into the other stuff that we was talking
Mm-hmm.
about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody not finna be, fam, when I say it's real and it get
Mm-hmm.
real, and we can
Mm-hmm.
afford some of the stuff that maybe maybe some other people can't afford. Baby, it's real over here. It's real over here. What you see, Bougie? You want me to put some up on there?
Somebody said, put plant, Sister Maria Kitchen said, plant 2 of each plant. That way you have pollination to produce fruit.
Oh, well, that could
I will do that.
work. That could work. Um, Male and female, pollinated. I don't know how you know the difference. Cause I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I have no clue. I don't know the difference. I
I
know
am, but
I
I
plant.
think because I'm in the back of my complex, which it shouldn't matter. I'm in the balcony. So,
You broke up a little bit.
Now, I was saying when I first started growing, I forgot to grow flowers to bring in the
Oh,
pollinators so
okay.
that they
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
help, my little garden back there. So I have to remember that, when I get over to the other place. But I think that was another one of my problems too. And then I forgot when I did the cucumbers that I could hand pollinate. I totally forgot
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
And then too, growing too makes you learn patience because that cucumber
Facts.
tree was growing so nice and it had the flowers but the flowers wasn't turning into no fruits. Well,
Cucumbers.
I thought it wasn't. The cucumbers, I thought it wasn't. And then it dawned on me, I said, shoot, I don't have no pollinators coming back here. And I forgot about
Mm-hmm.
hand pollinating. So I stopped watering and letting it dry up. And then when I went back there to break everything down, 2 cucumbers was in the darn plant.
Wow. Wow. Patience.
Yep.
Patience.
Yep.
I've learned. I done picked up a lot of gems from like G Mama. She talk about that a
Mm-hmm.
lot. And hand pollination, and just like you got to be patient. And
Mm-hmm. Yes, you have to be.
uh this is that's why being ready and starting early, you really can't go wrong, because
Mm-hmm.
uh this ain't like going to the grocery store. When you growing food gonna take time, and nature gonna get a piece of it. I don't care if it's one
That's
or
what I'm talking
five or
about. Right,
yeah.
that convenience we have, that everything is done for us, but now to have to do it yourself is going to be a whole totally different ball game. And if we need to start doing it now, we need to start
Yeah.
doing some of these things now so that we could learn the skill. Like think of something that you think if you're not going to have access to it anymore, start learning it now. Like I didn't
Yeah.
know, you know how I'm big on learning how to start a fire, and not only start it but to maintain it.
Yes.
I didn't know that stuff. And
Yes.
it's important. It was important to me to learn how to do it, because what if I have to cook outside? It's some of us that don't even know how to start a grill, and I was one of those people. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to start no grill up
But
and
look
get
at
it
you
going.
now. Look at you now. Look at you now. That's what I'm saying, man. It's important for us to do what Bougie just said. Get yourself together, start figuring stuff out. Whatever you know you're gonna want that you might not have access to, find a way to get it, start keeping it, stocking it.
Yep, yep.
Skills that you need that you don't. We cook outside all the time. We literally cook
Well,
outside. We
that's
cook
nothing
outside
to
just
y'all. Hmm.
what's that?
I says, yeah, so that comes like nothing to y'all because y'all do it all the time.
Oh, just like we cook in the house. We turn on the
Hmm.
stove, and mind you, over here, I don't care what kind of house you got. It ain't no natural gas lines flowing. Everybody, if you cook indoors, it's off of propane.
Mm,
Period. That
mm,
go for rich, poor, middle class, in between. Everybody cook off propane, and that's a
mm,
blessing to have because everybody don't always have that. So don't nobody turn their nose up when it's in the evening or at night and you walk down the road while you taking a walk and people outside cooking their dinner for the family on the damn fire outside. Yes, this is
mm,
Africa. This is life. This is reality.
mm,
Uh
mm.
what else would I gonna say? Um Something else Bougie said. Yeah, if you don't grow shit you know you ain't gonna eat or don't want or not finna can or use to barter. Uh,
I'm getting something out of this, Dusty. We appreciate you. Um,
who was that? Dusty?
yeah, it's a very informational live. You guys rock. Thank you for
Oh,
being here and thinking that we giving some good information.
yeah, yeah. We appreciate that. Hey, Bougie, this can't be the last time we do this, sis, because I'm finna wind
Oh
down
no.
myself. But
Hmm.
look here, tell everybody about your channel and where they can
You
find you
know I
before
don't do
you go.
that. You know I don't do that.
Come on, Bougie. Okay, well, I got it. I got it covered. Bougie Prepper. I'm gonna stick with one. She here on YouTube. If you want, if you want to get some real good, grounded, just regular common sense approaches to prepping, that's not salacious. It ain't end of the world. It ain't all shit. Everything finna fall apart. But if you want to set yourself up in a situation where you can be ready for the next natural disaster, intentional disaster, whatever kind of whatever you confronted with, this the kind of sister you want to rock with and get to know her and what she doing. And like she just mentioned in fires, it's a whole bunch of people who can't turn a gas grill on, let alone start a damn fire.
Dude,
And
that
then
was
cook.
me too. Get how to hook up a propane tank to the. I just did that for the first time. When I was doing my cast iron Wednesday, and I took
Yeah,
out my
yeah.
little thing, and I had to learn how to hook up the. There's just a lot of these little simple things that we don't know how to do, because it's easy to just go to the stove and go click 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 and turn the
Yep,
stove on.
yep, yep, yep.
So it's the simple things. It's not those way out things of prepping. It's these simple things that we don't do for ourselves that we need to learn how to start doing. Like you know, you wind it down like the food shortages thing. I don't
No, go
like that.
ahead.
There's no food shortage. You know how much food we throw away? There is no food shortages.
Tons,
And
millions
remember,
of tons.
everything everything in the supermarket we can make ourselves. Remember that
Yep,
too. There's nothing in that supermarket that you cannot make. If there's something that you feel that they're claiming that's not going to be on the shelf, find out what the ingredients are and prep those ingredients so that you
that's
can
it.
make it yourself.
That's
There's
it.
nothing in that supermarket that we cannot make ourselves, but the poison. That's just about it.
That
Really.
is it. That's all fact. That's all facts. And I'm gonna give y'all one more for those who didn't know. Some of y'all knew it, some of y'all didn't, because I'm getting ready to make some of my own. Did y'all know that paprika ain't nothing but red bell pepper, dried and ground up?
Look at that.
So smoked paprika is literally just dried and ground up bell pepper.
That
That's
was
just
smoked
like your barbecue going. You set it out there on the barbecue and let
and
it
smoked
just
it.
get and
Mm-hmm.
smoke it, and then put it in a container.
Wait,
And now you got
put your applewood in there and let it. You have some applewood smoked paprika.
and you know what's it. Come on, Bougie.
Wait, I just learned about applewood.
Oh, I'm from Texas, baby. I done barbecue with applewood. I done barbecue with pecan. You know hickory, damn for sure. Mesquite. So we got about 4 or 5 different woods. We love to barbecue down
Mhm,
there, depending on whether we making chicken, brisket, ribs. I like to go with hickory for my ribs. For my brisket, I like to use hickory and mesquite. So depending
mhm,
sometimes for chicken and ribs, I use pecan because pecan wood go real hard. So, and you know I'm from down there where all them pecan trees at. So
mhm.
yeah, yeah. But hey sis, I want to thank you for coming up. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Miss Native Cherokee been in here all night. Dusty Road, Sister Marie's Kitchen. Who else we got? I think Mama's still in here, my Renaissance grandma, everybody who done slid through and dipped out. The cuts by JC Sevens. Thank you for coming through and becoming a member. Who else?
Unicorn lady, she been here all
Yeah,
the whole time.
hey, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. So many of y'all, a lot of new people who I wasn't familiar with. I hope y'all stick around. I hope you enjoy the channel. Y'all learn something. Maybe I'm a go back later on, probably tomorrow. Check out our y'all. Psalm 146. She was in here. JC family came through. Um, man, it's a lot of people. Thank you, everybody who came through, everybody who supported.
Mhm.
Really appreciate y'all, Bougie Prepper. We got to do this again, sister. We got to do this
No
again.
problem.
And thank you for your
Thanks for
input.
having me up there. Appreciate you.
For sure, for sure. And again, I'm thank Vision Preparedness. Thank you for being on earlier, bro. Like again, man, this ain't about scaring nobody or trying to be all
Mm-mm.
salacious and hoorahing and pulling your hair out and crying and rocking in the corner. Nothing like that, man. This is about having honest conversations about how we can make ourselves better for our families and ourselves moving forward. Period.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
So
all.
we could thrive. Yep, so we could thrive. Blue Lotus is still here. She
Hey,
said
Miss
she,
Janita.
she
I
didn't
ain't know
see
Miss
it.
Janita was in here. Where's
She
she at?
said
I
she
ain't
was
seen
in
her.
she was in the bushes. She said she was in the bushes
Oh,
listening.
oh, there she go. Okay, thank you, Miss Janita. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Uh, yeah, man. A lot of folks slid through. I'm sure more folks in the bushes, but again, it's late over here. I'm gonna go spend some time with the wife. Thank you, Bougie Prepper, and thank you, Vision Preparedness. This was a great conversation. I hope
Mm-hmm.
somebody walk away with something from it, at least thinking about something. So
Mm-hmm. No, that's
yeah,
all we could do is put it out there.
that's it. That's it. So with that being said, sis, you got anything else about the CBDC? About the
No, get to stacking. Get some gold and some silver. Put some gold and some silver, even if it's jewelry. You don't want to buy
yeah,
no coins. Coins. Get a gold ring. Get a gold necklace. I had
yep.
bought this one when I first started. My first piece of gold was actually a ring. I had bought a gold ring,
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
solid, a solid gold ring. That was my first piece of gold.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Uh okay, it's JC and me 7. I done said it about 4 different ways because I'm country as hell. JC and me 7. So now I got it right. I will remember JC and me 7. Got it. Thank you, family. Thank you. Rodney Brady. Thank you for being here. And like whether it's a ring, whether it's a necklace, hell, you can bust that necklace down and you can sell it a link at a time. As long
Mm-hmm.
as it's real.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So hey, y'all take care of y'allself. Y'all have a blessed and happy Good Friday for those who still on Friday, because I am, man, it's 2:40 a.m. over here, so it's already Saturday. Uh have a blessed, happy weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Good Friday, this Sunday, just your whole weekend. If you got a time to be off, relax, chill with family, do that, because tomorrow ain't promised. So we gotta enjoy our time with our family and chill and get it all in while we can. And thank you again, my sister. I appreciate you. I
You're
love you.
welcome. Thanks for having me up.
All right. Y'all take care. And until the next time, Bougie, hang on just a second. Until the
Mhm.
next time I see y'all already know what it is. I will be over here, be in country, in another country. Peace.